Live from Fabian Field in Covington, Oklahoma, Squirtle.tv proudly presents Week 0 of high school football. Hi again, everyone. I'm Todd Miller along with Adam Dieselhorst and our entire crew here with you from Covington tonight. It's a top 10 8-man showdown to begin our high school prep coverage this season. Two teams with a lot of returning firepower back for what they hope will be an even better season than a year ago. For Timberlake, it was almost a perfect season. They won 13 in a row before being tripped up to Tyrone in the Class C state title game. Covington Douglas last year was 10-3 out of Class B. Adam, it is a warm evening. There is some wind here. Temperatures are in the low 90s. The humidity is set in as well, but I don't think any of these student athletes care about that. It is football time in Oklahoma.
Yeah, you know, one thing that's kind of rare is, Covington always does a good job taking care of their field, but it's like extra green this year because we really have been kind of spoiled this year with weather. Almost like it held off to get really hot until football season started.
We're awaiting the arrival of the Covington Douglas Wildcats as well as the Timberlake Tigers, and after that we will have the national anthem here from Fabian Field. These two teams have played 14 times in school history. You would actually think that it would be more than that. In the last 12 meetings, Timberlake has won 9 of those 12, but the last 3 meetings have been decided all by single digits and, in fact, one possession scores. And last year, Timberlake's near-perfect season almost was derailed before the season ever started as they were able to rally late and beat Covington by 8.
Yeah, you know, we had that game last year with Tom and I, and that was a very exciting game.
Timberlake has won 5 of the last 6 of the series. They are 8-3 of the last 11. Covington Douglas won 2 of 3 meetings in a stretch from 2010 to 2014. The average winning margin in this series, not margin, but the average winning score is better than 42 points per ball game. In fact, the average margin of victory in the last 11 games is just over 22 points per ball game. I think we'll see a much better game than that tonight. Some talk Merrick Judd may not play for Timberlake. We were given him as a starter this week. We do know that one player will not play, and it's a big loss, and that is Christian Tarango, who had over 800 receiving yards last year for Covington Douglas. He will be out with a shoulder injury. All right, we'll take our first break, and we'll be back for the starting lineups as it's Timberlake and Covington Douglas in the season opener in high school football, presented by High Plains Insurance on Squirtle.
Are you looking for a bank that provides excellent security and safety for your account information? Then Bank Central is made for you. When you use our website, bcna.com, you can pay bills, check account balances, download statements, and even manage your debit card. With our mobile app, you can do all that, plus make deposits as easily as taking a picture with your phone. Talk to a CSR at any of our 5 locations to find the products that work best for your banking needs. At Bank Central, we're centered on you. Member FDIC.
The High Plains Insurance Agency takes pride in keeping up with many changes in the crop insurance industry and keeping their insurers informed of these changes. The goal is to help each farmer customize their crop insurance to meet their needs. Thanks for your continued business, and remember, call Amy, Carissa, or Danny at High Plains Insurance in Medford and Loyal at 580-395-2447 or toll free at 1-800-346-4056 for a quote today.
For generations, the FFA has been helping our children through agriculture to grow into responsible adults. We believe in and we support the work being done by our local FFA chapters and all they do to create an enriching experience for our youth. For all you do, you have our thanks. Farm Credit of Enid. Together, we grow.
Is your school or booster club looking for ways to fundraise? Let Downtown Threads create a custom website to showcase all your school apparel. You pick the design and the garment, we do the rest. We will handle all the payments and cut you one check when the website is closed. Call today, 580-237-7060. Downtown Threads, proudly supporting all local high school athletes.
There you see the beautiful green surface of Fabian Field here in Covington, Oklahoma. It is week 0 of high school football. Glad to have you along on our Squirtle Network tonight, along with Adam Dieselhorst and our producer Ethan Sunkin, as well as our cast of thousands. I'm Todd Miller. Let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups. First of all, for Class B, Covington Douglas. At center is Cameron Smith. He's 6'9", 234, and a senior. He is a preseason first-team All-Class B All-Star selection. He started last year at center to Cameron Barrett Smith in 12 straight ball games. The guards on the left side is Austin Jordan, 5'11", 214, and a junior. Opposite him is Mason Jordan, a 5'11", 230-pound junior. The tight end is Derek Daugherty. He is 6'1", 236, and a sophomore. He had 6 catches last year, totaling just 10 yards. One of those went for 5 yards. Gavin Hooten, a 5'9 sophomore, will start in the slot. Last year, he had 18 carries for nearly 50 yards, 5 receptions for a touchdown, and 47. The split end is Austin Tipton, 5'10", 168 pounds. He carried 6 times for 25 yards and 2 touchdowns last year, so a very productive season for Austin Tipton as a junior. 6 carries, a third of those going for pay dirt. The senior quarterback is Parker Smith. Parker Smith will probably play more than one position this season. He has taken over the duties for Wooten Carl, who was outstanding here a year ago. Parker Smith was named to the Enid News and Eagle 8-man All-Star team a year ago. He was 21 of 28 passing for 175 yards. He carried 103 times for just over 900 yards and had 72 catches for 1,115 yards and 17 total. Altogether, his total touchdowns a year ago for Parker Smith, 33 touchdowns. A.J. Keegan will start at running back. He's 5'7", 186, and a junior. He toted the ball for 927 yards a year ago with a long of 56 and a 13-yard touchdown. On offense for Timberlake is Colton Lamond. He is 6'3", 175, and a senior. He is a 3-year starter for Brian Severin's club. Jacob Diller is 5'9", 180, and a senior at right end. And Cade Severin, 6 foot, 200 pounds, and a senior, is the left guard. Merrick Judd, we were told earlier this week, might not play. He is out in uniform. We were given him as a starter. We see him on the huddle across the way. Merrick is 5'11", 170, and a junior. 48 catches, 17 touchdowns a year ago. He totaled 16 all-purpose touchdowns a year ago. Avery Wallace, who just transferred in from Ringwood, Oklahoma, 6 foot, 200 pounds, and a junior, as Covington Douglas has won the toss, and Timberlake will defend the south end of the field. Avery Wallace will wear number 3. He was just given that jersey today by Timberlake coaches after transferring from Ringwood. Ethan Ginlick is the quarterback, 5'10", 180 pounds, and a senior. He carried for 31, or passed for 31 touchdowns and ran for 8 more a year ago. He was first team All Enid News and Eagle in their postseason selections. J.J. Pippin, 5'11", 180, and a senior, an outstanding two-way player. He was the Enid News and Eagle 8-man player of the year and the C3 MVP. And a lot of games for the Tigers last year were cut short because of the mercy rule. He still had 26 rushing and receiving touchdowns and over 1,100 yards. And Carter Sands, a 5'10", 180-pound junior, completes the starting lineup. Told you that Covington Douglas won. Brian Smith said, "Give my team the football." Avery Wallace is set to place the ball on the tee at the 40-yard line. Again, Wallace transferred in from Ringwood and just was awarded his number 3 jersey today. Covington Douglas will move from left to right, and they will go into the breeze here in the first quarter, and it's up over 15 miles per hour out of the south. Here we go, week 0, high school football, and it's a top 10 matchup here on Squirtle from Covington, Oklahoma. Avery Wallace checks right, checks left, approaches, and the season is underway. It's kind of a squib kick that hits at the 34-yard line and then turns right and goes out of bounds, so it'll be good starting field position for Covington Douglas to start the campaign.
And Todd, I'm going to make an early prediction.
Okay.
Lots of points.
That has usually been the case. We said in the pregame show that the average amount of points scored by the winning team in the last 11 games is over 42 points per ball game. First down and 10, Covington Douglas at their own 35-yard line. The official start of the season upcoming. On the snap back from veteran center Cameron Smith. He's one of the best at 8-man football in Northwest Oklahoma. The go out of a pistol formation with A.J. Kagan is the single setback. They motion Hooten from right to left. The snap is bobbled, and in trouble is Parker Smith as he's going to be tackled back inside the 30-yard line at about the 28, and not a good start on the first snap of the year. Cameron Smith to Parker Smith.
Yeah, just some early jitters there. Obviously, a lot of pressure on these kids. This is a big game, and you got to get the snap exchange down.
Loss of 6 to the 29. Second down and 16. One thing that Covington did last year was convert well on third downs. They didn't face a lot of third and long situations. Motion man again is Hooten. Inside handoff goes to Keegan, and nothing doing as he is met at the line of scrimmage, and up off the bottom of the pile is Cade Severin for the Timberlake Tigers.
Well, and you saw Avery Wallace there. We talked about him transferring in from Ringwood, and they made a good stunt there, and he made a great play at the line of scrimmage.
Third down and 16, the line of scrimmage at the 29-yard line. So 2 negative plays for the Covington Douglas Wildcat offense to start the contest. Exactly a minute gone, as you see on your screen of the first quarter. Hooten gets the fake handoff, rolling right. Parker Smith, protection breaking down. Smith pumps, now throws downfield into double coverage, and it's incomplete. They were looking that time for Drake Darty, and he was well covered by Avery Wallace and Merrick Judd. It was Judd who had his hand on a possible interception.
Yeah, that was an early little risky throw there by Smith, but obviously, trying to get it out. You'd like to see them throw the ball out of bounds there.
Gavin Hooten will be on to punt back at the 15-yard line. Covington Douglas last year on third down conversions were 79%, 11 of 14, but again did not face anything longer than 9 yards in that contest. Snap floats back, not much pressure, and he shanked it. Not a good punt at all. It'll go out of bounds beyond the 35-yard line, and they're going to spot it all the way to the 41, or do they? Now they're going to go back, and it looks like it will go out of bounds at the 34-yard line. So it turns out to be a punt of just 5 yards into the wind, and that potent Timberlake Tiger offense has a short field to work with.
Well, maybe Smith had the right idea there, trying to throw a pick, because that actually would have put him in better field position.
Here we go, first down and 10 for Timberlake. The Tigers will scrimmage at the 34-yard line. The quarterback is Ethan Genlick. Low snap. He'll turn. He hands it off to J.J. Pippen, who's in trouble. And Pippen then is going to be drugged down. It's actually Carter Sands on the handoff. Sands gets nothing. It's second down and 10. Terrific pursuit to the football by the CD defense.
Yeah, that was Mason Jordan. We called his name a bunch last year in this same game, and he's a heck of a player.
Second down and 10 after Carter Sands gets his first carry of his junior season after 42 totes as a sophomore. Single setback, wide receivers left and right. Now Genlick will keep it, breaks a tackle, 30. Ethan Genlick so explosive, not only with his arm but his feet. Gets all the way down to the 25. It's going to bring up third down and short.
Yeah, Timberlake just has so many weapons all across the field. It makes them so difficult when they spread you out with Judd and Genlink, and it's just they're difficult to match up with.
Genlink again, first team all area. Enid News and Eagle 8-man team. He had 59 touchdowns through the air in the 2 years coming in. He also has rushed for more than 30 touchdowns in his career. I formation with Pippen dotting the I. They hand it to J.J. sweeping right. He's got blocks, and he's off to the races. He's to the 10, lowers his helmet at the 5, and is in for the touchdown. J.J. Pippen with his 22nd rushing touchdown in the last 13 ball games. And just like that, Class C top-ranked Timberlake strikes first.
And that's something you see out of Coach Severin a lot in his offense. They spread you out, and then they go to that power formation and run lead or toss. And you put one man out in the open with Pippen, it's hard to bring him down.
Boy, they were almost unstoppable a year ago on two-point conversion attempts. Was Timberlake over 65% success rate. Genlick and Pippen are in the backfield going for two. Ethan Genlick now tosses, and Pippen walks in around the end zone, or walks in around the end for the two-point conversion. So Pippen with 6 and then 2 more. It's 8-0 in favor of Timberlake. We're back to Covington Douglas in a moment with 9:33 to play in the first quarter. This is the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week.
We know weather is unpredictable, but managing your risk shouldn't be. This is Bambi Sidwell from Sidwell Insurance.
And Brady from Sidwell Strategies. Next year's crop season is here. It's time to protect your crop and livestock exposure. Dry conditions are also driving market prices higher, above break-even levels. It's time to take action.
Call Sidwell Insurance and Sidwell Strategies at 1-800-299-2408 today.
Futures and option trading involves a risk of loss and may not be suitable for all investors.
At Bellarmine Company, we know agriculture. Every day we actively value, market, and sell farmland and farm equipment. We also provide comprehensive insurance products for crops, farm equipment, and farm liability. This provides us a true understanding of the rural way of life, resulting in a better service for our customers. There is a difference. We'd be honored to show you. Find out more at callbellamy.com. That is callbellamy.com.
There you see Old Glory Proudly waving her colors on this late August evening in Covington, Oklahoma. Welcome back, Todd Miller, Adam Dieselhorst. It is 8-0 in favor of the Timberlake Tigers. And Wallace will boot it away for a second time. This is a much better kick as it sails over the head of Parker Smith. He retreats it inside the 10, brings it out to the 15, dodges one tackler, stretches and manages to struggle to the 20-yard line. And he did a good job, Adam, just to get another 6 yards after initial contact.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, we call a lot of 8-man games and a lot of small school games. That's one of the better kickoffs I've seen in a while. Most of the times, a lot of these teams directionally kick, and that was a good kick. He had the wind behind him there.
All right, let's see what Covington Douglas can do. In their first series, they netted minus 6 yards. They trail 8-0 after a quick 3-play strike by the Timberlake offense. Motion man is Gavin Hooten. Out of the eye, they turn it, they hand it off to Keegan. Keegan's got some running room, and he drags defenders with him across the 30 for a first down to the 31-yard line.
Yeah, good job there. Good play call. Get the motion to get him move, and just a nice little dive play off the left side.
Longest play of the game early for the Covington Douglas offense, an 11-yard run by the returning 927-yard rusher from a year ago, A.J. Keegan. Hooten motions again, now starts back right. It's a quarterback read with Parker Smith. Smith is hit and is going to be dropped. They'll blow the play down to the 29. He got free of 2 defenders, and then Cade Severin finally came in and finished him off. Initial contact, though, by Avery Wallace, who's had a great start to his Timberlake career.
Yeah, boy, that's a heck of a transfer for Timberlake to get. He's making his name noticed early.
2nd and 13 at the 28-yard line. Approaching 8.5 minutes to play on this sun-splashed Thursday night, week 0 action here on Squirtle. Got some new things coming up for you on the Squirtle Network, and we'll talk with Adam about that coming up at halftime. Things we think you will like very, very much. 2nd and 13, it's a quarterback draw, Parker Smith, and he's belted from behind as he falls forward to the 34-yard line. Ethan Genlick, who only had 1 unassisted tackle this matchup a year ago, was the one that ran him down and kind of put a punishment on the quarterback, Parker Smith, from behind, as there is a Tiger down on his back at the 33.
Yeah, you know, Todd, you mentioned us being out there on the Squirrel Network. We also want to thank both Timberlake and Covington for their continued partnership and with their school streaming. So all the fans that are out there watching, even though we won't be here every week, they'll obviously be able to watch their own networks for all sports.
The family continues to grow. It has gotten a lot larger since the last time we gathered. And I still have not seen who it is down on the field, but they have him circled by the officiating crew. We'll tell you that the referee is Jim Unruh. The center is Jim Bell. The umpire, Donald John. The linesman is Robert Ward. The judge is Ian Grimm, and the back judge is Kyle Johnston. It appears to be 88 Caleb Ware, a freshman, a good-sized freshman that was down, and a good sign as he's walking off the field in his own power. That last carry was for 6, just shy of the 35. So it'll bring up 3rd down and 7 with just over 8 minutes to play here in the first quarter for Covington.
It looks like he just got rolled up on and busted his ankle, which obviously if you're a Timberlake fan in there, you don't like to see ankle injuries, as we all know what happened last year to Pippen, and kind of, I think, made a big difference in whether they hoisted up a gold ball or a silver ball.
I don't think there is any doubt about that. Brian Severin basically has gone on record as saying that much. Not taking anything away from Tyrone. Brian's a class act, but it vastly changed the way they approach the game from an offensive and defensive standpoint. Smoke rolling right to Smith. He tries to dump it off incomplete. They're going to get him for grounding. Ethan Genlick was the one back there to sling him to the turf, and before he completely got him down, Parker Smith just threw the ball up in the air. But it'll be illegal grounding, or intentional grounding, a loss of down as they spot it back at the 31.
Yeah, you know, if I remember last year in this game, the game started pretty similar. Timberlake kind of jumped out ahead, and then Covington kind of got in a groove offensively. But, man, the one thing you cannot do if you're Covington is you have to maximize possessions in this game because you know Timberlake's going to put points up.
Covington last year actually outplayed Timberlake in about every category. They outgained them 521 to 385 in total offense, but 2 pick sixes, one late third, the other early in the fourth, really helped Timberlake escape an upset bid. Line of scrimmage back at the 25, high snap, and punting away as Hooten. This one a much better punt into the wind. Hits at the 49, and now getting out of the way is Merrick Judd as it will roll down at the 44-yard line. I'll tell you what, into the wind, you may not see a better punt than what we saw right there from Gavin Hooten.
No, we had 2 really good special teams back and forth. We had the kickoff by Timberlake and then the punt there by Covington. We were talking about the game last year, Todd. You know, Timberlake stopped Covington inside the 3, I believe, on the last play of the game to win that game last year.
Officially, it's just a 21-yard punt, but there was no return. Line of scrimmage is at the 45-yard line with 7:49 to play here in the first quarter. So we see that Tiger offense back out there with wide receivers split to each end. They have a tight end lined up to the near side. Now it's a reverse as they get it into the hands of J.J. Pippen, who was lined up on the near side. And Pippen runs over a defender at the Covington Douglas 40 and then is down to the 35-yard line. J.J. Pippen, they are so creative, Adam, in finding ways to get him involved in the offense. They split him left that time, then a little reverse, and they had a convoy of blockers down that right sideline.
Yeah, he is just such a weapon. I mean, the way they use him in multiple ways, they got to get him the ball as much as they can.
It's a 20-yard gain. Line of scrimmage just inside the 35-yard line with 7:20 to play here with the first quarter. They split the backs. Back to throw Jindlik. Pump fakes. Now he's looking deep. Has a receiver, and it's incomplete. And there comes the flag. He was looking for Merrick Judd, and Judd was smothered that time by Gavin Hooten.
I don't know if Coach Smith is very happy about the pass interference call.
I don't know if he turned his head, though.
I don't think he did. I think he was, he didn't really make a play on the ball. So I don't know how that rule works. They change it all the time between NFL, college, and high school. I mean, sometimes there isn't really such thing as a face guard.
So here's the indication from Jim Unruh, our referee, momentarily. It is pass interference, and the ball will come to a rest at the 20-yard line. So that turns out to be a 15-yard penalty, as you would expect with pass interference. It is not a spot foul, but from the point of the previous play. That's the difference between college and the NFL. A spot foul at the highest level of football, just a 15-yard penalty at the high school level. 7:12 to play. Todd Miller, Adam Dieselhorst with you mid-first quarter. Timberlake already up 8-0, and they're threatening as Carter Sands is the single setback. Merrick Judd, Pippen split wide to each side. Pippen goes in motion. Now Jindlik is going to keep it. His protection breaks down. Runs over a tackler at the 15, and it's down to the 10-yard line. He ran over A.J. Keegan, the linebacker, before he's finally stopped right near the first down marker, about a half-yard shy.
Yeah, that's a scenario, too, where Jindlik, he's going to watch film, and he's going to be kicking himself just a little bit because he actually had Pippen on the inside for a touchdown.
Told you he carried 58 times, did Jindlik last year, 8 rushing touchdowns. He is just as lethal with his feet as he is with his arm. They split the backs this time with Sands and Pippen to the backfield. Judd is split wide right, Jindlik on second and short, rolls right, flag is down, he throws right, ball is caught. Merrick Judd tiptoes out of bounds. As it stands now, it's enough for a first down, but where they threw it would more than likely be the area of a hold, and that is the case, as you see there from Jim Unruh.
That was a heck of a throw by Jindlik. Kid has got a cannon on him.
So Timberlake will be penalized for the first time here in the first quarter. That takes away a first and goal to go opportunity as they assess the 10-yard penalty. It will go to the 25-yard line and be second down and 16.
That's one thing. We talk about the loss of Tarango for Covington. That really hurts them from a skill position standpoint. Being able to try to match up with all these different athletes that Timberlake has, losing a kid like that for this game is very difficult.
Merrick Judd is wide right. They have the tight end, Avery Wallace, to the near side as they split the backs. Jindlik handles a low throw. Throws it out to Judd, who breaks tackles. Down the boundary he goes, 20, and he's tackled near the 5-yard line on a touchdown-saving tackle by the senior safety, Parker Smith.
And just once again, just a simple little pass and catch, and you make a man miss. It was actually a really good tackle by Smith there, saving a touchdown.
20 yards on the pitch and catch. First down and goal to go for the Timberlake offense, who looks like they are in midseason form with just a half of the opening quarter in week 0 gone.
Well, you look down there. I mean, they got every player we saw last year when we saw them. I think they're missing their tight end from last year. It was mostly the same guys.
Jindlik, a punishing runner, fakes the handoff and then bulldozes his way to the goal line for the touchdown. So their top 2 weapons, Pippen and Jindlik, on the ground have scored touchdowns. And just like that, it's a 14-0 Tiger lead with 5:56 to go in the first quarter.
It's going to be very important for Covington on their next possession to score, because Timberlake looks almost literally unstoppable offensively.
I formation, Sands and Pippen behind Jenlick. They hand it off to, it's a play-action pass. They throw towards the goal line. It's off the hands of the tight end Avery Wallace. It was a good fake that time by Jenlick. A flag comes in. It's in the vicinity of a hold. Again, you would think that Covington Douglas would decline the penalty. They do, and the try for two fails. 5:56 to go here in the first quarter. 14-0 Tigers over the Wildcats of the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week. Back in Covington, 14-0 Timberlake over Covington Douglas. Our Week 0 kickoff coverage continues tomorrow. A battle of CCS, Crossings Christian School and Community Christian School from Crossings in Oklahoma City. 7 o'clock, Tom Nelson will have the call here on Squirtle. So Wallace to kick it off for a third time already here in the first quarter after a 5-play scoring drive. End-over-end kick. Parker Smith handles this one cleanly, retreats to the 8, straight ahead of the 10, dodges one defender, now moves right to the 20-25, and he almost broke it. It was an ankle tackle that time from Carter Sands that probably prevented Parker Smith from maybe getting to midfield.
Yeah, he is electric in the open field. I mean, that's really smart to have him back there, obviously returning kicks and punts. I'd almost, if I was Timberlake, I might just kick it out of bounds because that kind of sets you up for failure.
1st and 10 at the 25-yard line with 5:49 to play first quarter. Parker gets the start this year. He was a wide receiver last year. He will be all over the field when his freshman brother Ford Smith gets more inclined to playing quarterback at this level. We'll talk more about it after this play. They'll scrimmage from the 25-yard line. Smith looks over a 3-man defensive front, pitches quickly outright. Hooten has it, ducks under one defender, making Merrick Judd miss, and then is pushed backwards and knocked to the turf by Avery Wallace, a short gain of 1. Brian Smith, who is both Parker and Ford's dad, said that Parker Smith will play other positions this year, but Ford is nowhere near as a freshman ready to start his career against a team like Timberlake. So Parker Smith, who's really as intelligent of a football player as you will find behind center, will go all the way at that position tonight.
Yeah, it's super difficult, especially playing the kind of team that Timberlake is, trying to play a freshman.
2nd down and 9. Handoff up the middle. Nothing doing tonight for A.J. Keegan as he is knocked down for a yard loss back to the original spot of the 25. And it was Connor Griffin, a junior, in there to make first contact as we go to 5 minutes to play in the first quarter.
I've been really impressed early on with Timberlake's defense. I mean, last year we saw them, and they've got great athletes all over the place, but they really look good here early on.
Keegan offset to the right. Out of the gun, Smith. Parker wants to throw. Now is flush for the pocket. He runs right into Cade Severin, who's going to twist him down for a sack back to the 25-yard or the 20-yard line. No, the 25, so he did get to the line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up 4th down and 10.
Yeah, Timberlake is doing a great job. They're obviously not rushing upfield. They're kind of staying in their lanes and squatting right along the line of scrimmage because, what Smith wants to do is he wants you to come upfield on him so he can find a crease.
Hooten to punt, Judd to receive. Merrick Judd stands just inside his own end of the field for the white, silver, and black-cladded Timberlake Tigers. Merrick Judd is another in the long line of Judds that have played at Helena Goltry and Timberlake High School. Hooten gets the snap back, no pressure, gets a leg into it. It floats to the 46, hits and bounces at the 50. Is fumbled by Judd. He picks it up. Judd then is ridden down from behind as he crosses midfield to the 49-yard line. Parker Smith was the first one to get down there on kick coverage. Ford Smith, his freshman brother, was there as well. And I'll tell you, the Tigers very fortunate that that ball went right back to Merrick Judd.
Yeah, it was bouncing around loose there. That could have been a big momentum play for Covington, but good effort there by both the Smith boys on that kind of brother duo tackle there.
Already up 14-0. Timberlake scrimmages from midfield. They have had tremendous starting field position here in the first quarter. Empty backfield, Genlick to throw. Rolling right, shows off the arm, connects for a first down reception, and then dancing out of bounds near the 35-yard line is Carter Sands.
I give credit to the offensive line there. Genlick had all day to throw there. If you give him that kind of time, he's going to find somebody.
Drake Daugherty was the one that made the stop as he waltzed with Carter Sands that time. The gain goes to the 36, so it's a gain of 14 and a fresh set of downs. Timberlake has held Covington Douglas to just one first down late here in the first period. Genlick to throw again, throws left again, looking for Sands, and he threw behind him as he was covered that time by A.J. Keegan. One of the few misfires for Genlick, and the Tiger offense brings up second down and 10. This is their third offensive series, and we're approaching 3.5 minutes at him to go in the first quarter. Timberlake is yet to go to third down.
Yeah, it's been, and the difficult part about it is all the different formations they run, and, then they get in the power formations, which they've been running some lead stuff with, and then all of a sudden the next thing you know, they go play action.
3:40 to play, first quarter. 14-0 our score here in week 0. From Fabian Field, back to throw as Genlick has time. Throws over the middle, and he's got Sands in stride at the 20, to the 15. He's gone to the 10, 5. That's actually J.J. Pippin on the receiving end of that strike, and he waltzes in for the touchdown.
He has got another gear. My goodness. I don't even think there was anybody around him to tackle him, but he still took off.
All I can say to Class C is good luck.
Yeah. They're going to make it real difficult on people just with the athletes they have and how they can spread the field and the way Genlick gets the ball to everybody.
They felt like last year they were the best team in the class. The injury we told you to Pippin really hurt them against a very good Tyrone team in the state championship game up at Alva. They'll go for 2 again. Genlick this time on a quarterback read. Dances as he cuts in for the touch for the 2-point conversion. So Genlick has thrown for 1, ran for 1, and has a 2-point conversion. And with 3:32 to go here in the first quarter, it is 22-0 Timberlake. We'll pause for these messages. Tonight's action brought to you by Danny Geis and High Plains Insurance here on Squirtle.
The team of experienced and caring professionals at Garland Road Nursing and Rehabilitation Center is dedicated to providing you or your loved one with comprehensive, personalized, compassionate care. We offer short-term and long-term care and inpatient-outpatient rehabilitation services that can meet your specific needs. Visit our website at garlandroad.com to learn more about our compassionate care.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
Last year, Timberlake against Covington Douglas used 2 pick sixes late to win. Today, they have dominated for the opening kickoff. A year ago, the Tigers threw for just 144 yards, 12 of 23. They threw for 50, including the final 36 of that short 3-play scoring drive. 3.5 to go here in the opening period. Avery Wallace will have to ice his leg after this when he boots it away. Parker Smith will play it on the hop, and now he very wisely elects to let it roll into the end zone for the touchback. And, I mean, that thing didn't have more than, as you can see, 1 or 2 more revolutions left as that ball almost died at the half-yard line.
Yeah, that would have been tough. As the way things are going for Covington right now, they need a little bit, some breaks and some bounces to go their way.
That drive, scoring drive, was 20 seconds and covered 50 yards, 36 for the touchdown. 3:32 to go here in the first quarter. Week 0 action from Fabian Field in Covington.
You see Smith check in at quarterback now, the younger.
Yep, Ford Smith is out there. Gives them another weapon with Parker Smith. They turn and they'll hand it off to Parker Smith, he spins, breaks a tackle, and there he goes. To the 40, Smith to the midfield. Smith to the 40, to the 30. Parker Smith is drugged down on a touchdown-saving tackle. It was J.J. Pippen that ran him down from safety. There is why their dad said, let's get Parker Smith more space to work with and not limit him from the quarterback position.
Yeah, I mean, what a just dynamic play. And that's what we saw out of Smith last year in this game. Big play after big play. He made a couple incredible catches. And so see if Covington can get it going here.
55 yards on the run. His longest run last year was 98. He averaged almost a first down per carry. Did Parker Smith. Best scoring opportunity of the evening. They hand it to Keegan, running left, and he is pummeled by J.J. Pippen, but not before he gets another first down carry down close to the 15-yard line.
I think they found something. Coach Smith found something here that he liked. Both times they went over that left side and saw success.
Running behind the left guard, Austin Jordan, who is 5'11", 214, and a junior. We're under 3 minutes to go here in the first period, dominated by Timberlake, but Covington is on the march. From the 15, handoff goes to Keegan again, straight up the gut, dragging defenders with him. Finally is tackled near the 5-yard line as Avery Wallace, the linebacker, was the one that went for a free ride, and it's going to bring up second down and literally inches for the Covington first down.
Yeah, so important for Covington to establish something, and that's what they're doing here on this drive. Just keep running the ball.
Ford Smith gets the handoff to A.J. Keegan. Didn't need much. He didn't get much. It's going to depend on the spot as
a bunch of them tackled.
Yeah, he was gang tackled. He needed less than a foot, and he didn't even get that. It's going to bring up third down and short.
What is a tiger? I know it's not a pride of lions, right?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's a pack.
A pack? Oh, is it?
I think so.
I know wolves are. I got that one in my bag.
That's what we have here tonight with Squirtle, too, a pack of people. Third down and short. They motion the man right to left of the formation. That's Austin Tipton. Now Ford Smith will keep it. He's strung out, and he's going to be dropped for a loss. Good pursuit by Merrick Judd and also Carter Sands. That play took entirely too long to develop. Yeah. You're in four-down territory, obviously, but this is disheartening. You had less than a foot for the first down. Now you face fourth and almost 4.
Yeah, and honestly, the play before where they ran the little inside zone play, if Smith would have pulled it and ran, he could have walked about 5 yards before anybody hit him.
1:19 to go, first quarter. 22-0. You see on the bottom left of your screen, Timberlake on top of Covington Douglas. The Oklahoman had this picked as another 8-point win for the Tigers. The last 3 meetings have been decided by 8 points or less. They'll go for it. It's a wildcat look with Parker Smith, and he's in trouble. And he'll be sacked by J.J. Pippen, and that will put it into that as they drop him at the 12-yard line.
I mean, Timberlake just had everybody at the line, and when you have those players in the secondary like Pippen, he just found a crease and made a great tackle in the backfield.
Well, and I think they knew what was going to happen, too, when they put Parker Smith in that wildcat formation. Timberlake, you're right, stacked the line of scrimmage and then shot the gaps, and that was that. So it's a turnover on downs as the line of scrimmage is at the 13-yard line. With 1:03 to play here with the first period, that is by far and away the worst starting field position for the Tigers tonight. Jinlick, another low snap, has time, pump fakes, rolling right, throwing deep right, and the ball is almost intercepted by Parker Smith. He overthrew his target, J.J. Pippen, did Jinlick, and Parker Smith couldn't quite make the diving INT at the 40.
So that time they ran a little kind of out and up play with Pippen. Smith did a good job of reading it there at the safety spot.
Talk about continuity and consistency. That's why these two programs are so good. Brian Severin is in his 28th year at Timberlake. His association with the school dates all the way back to when he was a student athlete in the late 70s, early 80s, when it was called Helena Goltry. He's won one state title, a heavy favorite to do it again this year. Second and 10 at the 13-yard line. They sweep left with Pippen, and Pippen doesn't have much running room as he's tackled at the 16-yard line, a gain of 3. Brian Smith has been here 19 years. I knew it had been a long time.
That's impressive in coaching. You don't see that, those types of tenures anymore.
No, but you know what? If you talk to both Brian, Severin, and Smith, they'll tell you they have great situations because they have terrific community support.
Oh, yeah. These are two fantastic communities.
Line of scrimmage is at the 16-yard line. So it is 3rd down and 7. They'll toss sweep right to J.J. Pippen. Looking for a block, and he breaks tackles. And I think he's got the first down. He does.
Still running.
As he's across the 25-yard line and up near the 27-yard line. Holy smokes, they had him stopped at least 4 yards short of the first down marker.
Well, Mason Jordan had a hand on him on about a 2-yard gain, but it's difficult. I mean, Pippen's running hard and fast, so you better get more than just a hand on him.
You know, you look at their scores from last year. They rarely played a full football game. The numbers that Genlick, that Judd, that Pippen put up, unbelievable for games that, again, went maybe a half or just over a half before they ended on the mercy rule. This is a focused and determined Tiger team. You can see it after coming up one game short of a perfect season a year ago. Line of scrimmage at the 27. This time again it's Pippen running right, and he's drugged down, almost a horse collar tackle as he turned the corner, and he gets up to the 37-yard line. And that will do it on the first quarter of play. 12 minutes in the books on week 0. 22-0 Timberlake. Back of the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week in a moment.
Are you looking for a local, reliable propane provider? Earnhardt Oil and Propane has been serving customers throughout Oklahoma since 1971. Let them tailor a pricing option to fit your budget. Avoid winter price spikes with easy pay, steady, predictable monthly payments you can count on. Need more fuel options? They also offer bulk fuel delivery, DEF, lubricants, and supplies for your business, all at competitive prices. For reliability 3 generations strong, call Earnhardt Oil and Propane at 866-270-1279 or visit www.earnhardtpropane.com.
Eubank Haney Law Firm is proud to be a fan of high school sports. Andrew Eubank and Caleb Haney believe that clients deserve better. At the end of the day, that's how they measure true success. Their experience, confidence, and integrity ensures that your case will be handled in a reasonable, efficient manner, regardless of the legal situation you are facing. Get out of line and come to Eubank Haney Law Firm in Enid, Fairview, and Laverne. Call 580-234-4334 when winning is everything.
It will be 2nd down and less than a yard as we start play here in quarter number 2 from Fabian Field on Squirtle and the High Plains Insurance Game of the Week. Todd Miller, Adam Dieselhorst, and our crew. So a carry of almost 10 for J.J. Pippen, who carried Timberlake out of a 1st and 10 situation at the 13-yard line following a goal line stand on the previous Wildcat possession.
You know, one of the other things, Todd, that we have to watch for with this heat is obviously these kids. You know, we haven't seen anybody go down with the cramp yet, but you can just tell how tired some of these kids are. That usually typically happens early on in the season until they get their legs under them.
After this play, I want to get a shot of the bleachers across the way. Those people from Timberlake are roasting. Aluminum bleachers, and the sun is right on top of them. Here we go. 2nd down and less than a yard. Handoff goes to Sands. Carter with the first down carry. Breaks one tackle. Still going across the 45. Carter Sands all the way up to the 49-yard line. A gain of 12. And the Tigers are the beneficiary right now, Adam, of some poor tackling by Covington.
Yeah. You know, the other part about that, too, I mean, don't get me wrong, the tackling is not the best, but you can't arm tackle these athletes from Timberlake. They are just too big and strong and too fast.
Just underway here in the 2nd quarter. We'll get a shot, I promise, after this next play of the Timberlake crowd. There's a good crowd for both schools here tonight in week 0. 1st down and 10. The handoff goes to Jim Pippen behind right guard. He's tripped up and flipped down at the 46-yard line, maybe the 47 of Covington Douglas. Let's look at that crowd for, you know, you can see the bottom of the stands right there. My goodness, they are absolutely baking to that sun. Kind of reminds us of the All-State game we did in Shawnee several years ago.
Oh, man, it was late July. It was the only first game played pre-COVID, right?
5-yard gain brings up 2nd down. They throw it out left. J.J. Pippen on a swing pass. It's blocks and gets inside the 30s all the way down to the 29-yard line. And he was tackled by Austin Tipton, the 5'10", 168-pound senior.
Todd, we need to mention we have some new members in our crew helping us tonight. We have, you want to mention them? I mean, we have Ethan and Bryce that are always helping us, but we have Sam Brown helping us tonight. And we have Carson Jones that's going to be helping us do some sideline stuff. And then we have, you know, a sideline legend down there in Tom Nelson showing her the ropes.
Carter Sands split short left, wide to the near side, J.J. Pippen. From the 27, they hand it off this time to Judd, and he is spun down a short gain just shy of the 25-yard line. I'm finally glad that as a video production company, you've got one person in Carson that looks like she deserves to be on camera.
That's true. That's true. That was the point. We finally realized that, like you said, we all have the face for radio, right?
We do. We do.
No, we're excited about having Carson on board. One of the things we talked about, I mentioned that to some of the Covington fans here, is we like to provide an avenue for our schools that are network schools, and when they go off to college, have a place for them to come back and help us, and that's what a lot of these kids are that are doing this.
Illegal procedure, the call against Timberlake, so instead of being second and 8, it's 1st and 15, the line of scrimmage back at the 32 of Covington Douglas. Pair of backs, Pippen to the left, Carter Sands to the right. Split around Ethan Genlick, and Lormand, who has been very good tonight, snapping the football, centers the ball. 10.5 minutes to go before halftime. You don't want to miss what we'll be telling you about at halftime here on Squirtle. Genlick all day long to throw. Good coverage downfield. Ethan has to tuck it. He hurdles 2 defenders and then is knocked down at the 28-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd down and long, but how about the coverage downfield, because Genlick had all day long to survey.
Well, I know, and you can't worry about players getting hurt. That's part of football. But, 2 years ago, I believe, when Timberlake lost to Pond Creek, I believe in the semifinals, Genlick messed his shoulder up. So injuries have really plagued them.
Pippen gets a swing pass and then is grabbed by the jersey and twisted out of bounds shy of the 25-yard line. So only the second time tonight the Tigers, with 10 minutes to play in the first half, will go to 3rd down. The 3rd down and about 8 with the line of scrimmage just outside the Covington Douglas 25-yard line. 22-0 is our score. Timberlake has scored in all 3 of its possessions to start the night. Genlick gets the snap and flags come down, and we get another false start. Last year, these two teams, and I thought this was really remarkable, combined for 8 penalties totaling just 65 yards. That's the first game of the year.
Oh, I know. It was an incredible game last year. It was one of the better games we called the whole entire season. It was obviously this same week last season, and we had some great games. I mean, obviously, you had the Pawhuska-Cashin game that might have been the best game of the state last year, regardless of class, and this was one of the better ones, too, that we had last year.
3rd down and 13, line of scrimmage at the 30. Genlick to throw, pop fakes, looking deep. He has his receiver. It is caught for the touchdown. That's Merrick Judd. And how about the throw and the concentration? Genlick to Judd because the coverage was there.
Yeah, and Judd did a great job. You can tell he's used to that fade ball. Kind of stuck his arm out to get a little bit of a little space for himself and just made a heck of a catch. That's a hard catch to make, turning your body like that.
Merrick Judd, one of the big 3 weapons in offense, now is into the end zone. So Genlick, Pippen, and Judd all have scored. It is now 28-0 Tigers as they line up for 2. Genlick will hand it off to Sands, who blasts up the middle almost untouched for the try for 2. So the score is 30-0. Timberlake on top of Covington Douglas. We'll step aside for messages from our sponsors. Our game of the week brought to you by Danny Geis and High Plains Insurance on Squirtle.
With over 24 flavors of iced tea, HTO is your new destination for the best premium water and iced tea in all of Oklahoma. Offering around 500 drink combinations and half-price tea during happy hour, this is your ultimate tea playground. With a location open in Ardmore and numerous locations coming soon, including the Village in South Oklahoma City, be sure to stop by HTO and experience the best tea you've ever sipped on.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back, always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, and we are here to help.
Todd Miller, Adam Dieselhorst, and our crew with you. Fabian Field, week 0, Covington, Oklahoma. Tell you what, Timberlake probably expected this. I think it's fair to say Covington did not, nor did you and I expect this coming in. 30-0 Tigers with 9:44 to play in the half.
Well, it just, I mean, you've got to capitalize, and Covington hasn't gotten a groove. And I know we're only talking about one guy, but the loss of Tarango hurts Covington really bad just from that back-end skill position help. That hurt them really bad.
Wallace squibs one up the middle, and they blow the play dead. I think somebody was offsides for Timberlake. Incidentally, that was a workman-like performance. The drive went 87 yards in 10 plays. First of all, their previous starting field positions at the Covington 34, at the Timberlake 45 at midfield, and then that drive, 10 plays, 87 yards, starting for the 13. And a backbreaker indeed for the Wildcats, who had their best scoring opportunity of the evening.
I think if you're Covington, you have to focus, obviously, the old cliche in coaching, just one possession at a time. You had some success on the last possession running the ball. I think you stick with that because that also does what, Todd? Keeps the ball away from Timberlake. So I think that's probably the correct thing to do, and we'll see if Coach Smith does that here.
And they did have some success on the ground the last time. A little squib kick up the middle, and they'll fall on it at the 42-yard line, as that will be recovered by A.J. Keegan. Last year, Timberlake used an onside kick to their advantage as well, so there were some small things that turned out to be a big difference against Covington Douglas and for Timberlake.
Oh, that game had just some of the most amazing momentum swings in it. I remember from calling it last year, Todd and I were trying to say the game was over one way or another a couple different times, and man, it was a fun game all the way till the end.
9:43 to play, first half. Here we go. Let's see what Covington Douglas can do. They shift as Timberlake along the line of scrimmage, and somebody may have jumped early. So that will be a free play for Covington as they will move the ball up to the 47 and bring up first down and 5. Covington Douglas to this point, again with just over 9.5 minutes to play in the first half, has but 3 first downs. They only had one of their first 3 drives and 2 on that last series. Line of scrimmage up to the 47. Quick throw out left. Ball is caught by Drake Darty, and Darty is dropped in his tracks. Guess who? It was J.J. Pippin.
Man, they just swarmed to the ball there. There was a lot of speed on that play.
Pippin last year against Covington Douglas, 8 tackles. Half of those were unassisted. He had a pass breakup. He had a fumble recovery, and if you talk to the Tiger partisan, he also had the hit of the game for Timberlake. Second down and 7, man in motion. They'll use a jet sweep, but he's in trouble. That is Parker Smith, who had lined up wide right. And Smith gets maybe 2 before Avery Wallace drops him on the near side. So it's third down and a long 2 upcoming for the Wildcats with under 9 minutes to play in the first half.
Big possession here for Covington. They need to keep this clock moving, and they got 2 possessions, you'd think, hopefully to get 3 or 4 yards.
Question for you, do you go for it if you pick up anything here? I mean, you've got to sustain a drive and keep that Tiger offense off the field.
Well, this is that formation they got good yardage out of last time.
Split diamond formation. They hand it off to Parker Smith. He looked like he had a first down, and then Pippin came up from the secondary and grabbed him by the hips and rolled him down. A carry to the 49 of Timberlake. Here's your answer. I think you go for it on 4th and less than a yard.
Yeah, I would say so. And I think there, if you're Smith, you just made one too many cuts. You had the first down, and he kind of tried to make that last cut, which allowed Pippin to kind of pull him down.
Community Christian, Crossings Christian, tomorrow night from Oklahoma City, 7 o'clock. Tom Nelson of the crew here on Squirtle. 4th and less than a yard. Everybody is in tight. And now they're going to snap it back to Parker Smith, who tiptoes behind the senior center, Cameron Smith, and has enough to move the sticks. He'll get to the 47, a gain of 2.5. And that is first down number 4 for the Wildcats. And that is a much needed conversion.
Boy, that was good push there by the offensive line. That was one of the first times that I've seen Covington move the defensive line, so good job there. Maybe that's a sign of things to come.
We told you last year that Covington Douglas was really good on third downs at almost 79%, converting 11 to 14. They're also 1 of 1 on 4th downs in that wild shootout a year ago. Back to throw, Ford Smith floating one downfield, and it is caught! A perfectly thrown football. With the coverage from J.J. Pippin, he had smothered Parker Smith. You think those two boys, Ford to Parker, haven't done that in the backyard countless times.
That was total backyard ball right there because that was great coverage by Pippin. I mean, you could put a ball in a better spot. Maybe that'll give the freshman some confidence here.
We didn't think we would see Ford Smith they've got something. He's just a freshman at quarterback. 27, Smith to Smith for Brian Smith, the 18th-year head coach for Covington Douglas, with 7:27 to play here in the first half. They motion Uten to the far side. Out of the gun, it's Ford Smith, rolling right, dumps it off. Ball is caught, and a flag comes down at the end of the tackle made by Merrick Judd. And I'm trying to see who was on the catch. I think it might have been Drake Daugherty. It was number 10. That was the receiving end of that throw by Ford Smith, who again threw it into a tight window.
Yeah, I think they're called pass interference here on Judd.
So instead of a 5-yard gain, it will be a first down for Covington Douglas, who trails 30-0.
Heck of a throw there by Smith.
Yeah, he's made 2 really good throws.
He needs to make sure he stays confident and steps into all of his throws because those guys in the secondary are coming hot.
Brian Smith, who also was the principal at Covington Douglas High School, is out of the field. Stay with us. Adam and I are going to talk at halftime about the exciting new endeavor that Scorta will be taking part in starting tomorrow night. Pay Dirt from Scorta. We'll talk about it at halftime. 30-0 to score.
Let's just hope it works, Todd.
It's Andy's fault if it doesn't. First down and 10 at the 10-yard line, so it's first and goal to go. Second good drive put together by the Wildcats. Let's see if they could finish this. Ford changing the play, almost got Timberlake to jump. Single setback is Keegan. They hand it off to A.J. There was a hole there, and he was tripped up. Avery Wallace got him by the ankle, or that may go for a touchdown.
Yeah, Wallace has been really solid tonight on the defensive side. We've obviously noticed him more there, being a newcomer, and, man, he kind of, he fills a good gap from the senior they lost last year. I can't remember their senior's name, but he was a similar type player, played tight end, played linebacker, so he was a good spot to fill.
Second down and goal to go. Same formation with Keegan offset to the left. They motion a man, fake handoff. Ford Smith running out of time, and down he goes. That play took entirely too long to develop as he submarines down into the arms of Wallace once more, but there was some initial pressure that forced him back into the arms of Wallace.
Yeah, it just seems like any time they try to do anything that's any kind of misdirection that's not just straight at the line of scrimmage, Timberlake's getting way too much pressure in the backfield, causing those plays to get mixed up.
Mid-second here on Scorto from Covington, Oklahoma, 30-0 Class C number 1. Timberlake, Ford Smith to throw. Now is forced to pull it down and is ushered out of bounds by Cade Severn, who drags him out by the hips. Shy of the 6-yard line, so it's going to be fourth down and goal to go. This becomes very demoralizing for an offense when you move the ball with success from the 20 to the 20.
Well, it's not a whole lot different than the possession before, Todd, where they drove down to about the 20 or inside the 20, and then they didn't get anywhere on that last portion of the possession once Smith came out of the game.
Ford Smith gets one. It's fourth down and goal to go at the 8-yard line. Timberlake leading 30-0 with trip fives to play in the first half. They spread the field, empty set, 2-by-2 formation. Smith looks left, throws a little
Good
slip
play.
screen for Parker Smith, and he dropped it.
They had it, too.
They did. Parker Smith had running room if he holds on to that football. But I'm going to tell you, Brian Smith has to like what he's seen from his freshman son out there at quarterback.
Well, that was a heck of a play call there by Coach Smith. That play's there. I mean, he's probably not walking into the end zone because there's no walking with Timberlake secondary, but he's got a pretty good lane to get in the end zone.
Incompleted pass, turns the ball over on down. Second straight drive. That has happened for Covington Douglas.
They look for a lead here or toss.
They'll scrimmage at the 8-yard line, and they toss it left for J.J. Pippin. He has the speed to the corner, and he steps out of bounds, or he might have been off to the races. Pippin will get to the 15. It's going to be a quick gain of 7 as Timberlake comes out firing again, already leading 30-0.
I'll tell you one thing I like about Pippin is he's a speedster, but, man, he likes contact. He's seeking contact in the secondary. If I was him and I was as fast as he was, I would just get to the sideline and run.
Pippin remains out there. He's gone most of the way at tailback. We've seen Sands back there as well. Sands is lined up wing right. They hand it to Pippin, and he is dump trucked down just shy of the 20, but good enough for a Timberlake first down as the Tigers try to tack more on, leading 30-0.
And that's just what makes it so hard. We talk about the athletes, they got Pippin split out. They're throwing to him, and then they've got the truck back there and Sands, and then they bring, Pippen back into the backfield, or Pippen, it's just so hard to stop
they have been really balanced passing and running tonight, something that was not the case a year ago. First down, they sweep wide right. Pippen hit once, dropped after a second defender hit him at the 23. And Pippen a little bit slow to get up off of his feet, does. And it was A.J. Keegan that was there for Covington Douglas, along with Drake Darty.
And Drake did a good job there setting the edge and not letting Pippen get out to up the sideline, because that's where he wants to go.
Gets 3, does J.J. Pippen to the 23. They fake the handoff. Ginlick on a slip screen, throws it for Merrick Judd. He hit him in the numbers and he dropped it. That hit Merrick Judd, the junior wide receiver, right between the 1 and the 2. Let's see if the Wildcats can hold here on 3rd down and long.
I'm going to guess they're going to run a post or a fade out here to Judd.
First 3 possessions, Timberlake did not go to 3rd down. They are 2 of 2 on 3rd downs, both coming on that 10-play, 87-yard drive a moment ago. Ginlick fakes the handoff. He wants to run. Stiff arms a tackler, gets to the 30, and the ball came out, but he's going to be down, and he's going to be short of the first down. Let's see if Brian Severn elects to go for it, leading 30-0, because he is short by not much, and now they're saying it is a first down. That was a pretty generous spot.
It was. I think he kind of lost the ball a little bit and then got back on top of it, and it was enough for the first down.
That was an easy decision for Coach Severn, wasn't it?
Wouldn't even take a Hall of Fame coach to figure that one out.
8 at the 31. Brian is definitely a Hall of Famer. Ginlick floats one out left for Avery Wallace. It hit his hands. It's incomplete. And it's 2nd down and 10.
Coach Severn was pretty animated there. He liked that play. Wanted to get the new kid, the transfer. They ran a little tight end screen. I like that play right there. But, man, Ginlick looked just a little off trying to fling it over there to him.
You know, Timberlake has so much coming back. Ginlick, Pippen, Merrick Judd, Cade Severn. I'm going to tell you, they have a great addition. You mentioned this earlier in Avery Wallace. He's going to make a big, big difference for this club.
Well, and I'll tell you the other thing, too, is Lorman and Severn up front. I know they got a ton of playing time last year. So
2nd and 10 to the 31. Flat throw is out. Flag is down. That's Avery Wallace down the boundary. Wallace to the 40. Lowers his helmet in Covington Douglas territory and is knocked down there by Parker Smith, but it may go all for naught as there was a flag back down at the line of scrimmage. Here is Jim Unruh, and it is illegal motion called against Timberlake. It's only a 5-yard penalty, but, man, in terms of field position, that's almost 30 yards against you.
Coach Severn, I think, a little disappointed on the call, but, I mean.
Brian Severn has won 1 title as a head coach at his alma mater, 2009. He's 4 wins entering 2021 from 200, 196 and 114. Played in the state championship game in 1980 as a player for then Helena Goldtree. So we'll get a timeout. It's a water break. And it now will be 2nd down and 10 with a line of scrimmage at the 30-yard line when we return. We'll take a break. This is the Squirtle Game of the Week presented by Danny Geis and High Plains Insurance.
State Senator Roland Peterson is proud to support and represent the players, coaches, and fans in today's game. Your state senator representing the 19th District, Roland is a second-generation farmer and educator, a man of faith, integrity, and family, and he is proud to be the voice of his constituents in Alfalfa, Garfield, Grant, and Kay County. Roland loves high school sports and knows that just being able to compete is a win. State Senator Roland Peterson, ensuring our faith, our freedom, and the future for our families for 4 more years, and thanking you for your support in the election.
It will be 2nd and 15 with the line of scrimmage at the 26 after the illegal shift penalty is assessed against Timberlake. Covington has given up 30 in the first half. They only gave up 30 or more 3 times last year. They went 1 and 2 in those 3 games. Back to throw is Ginlick. Pocket holds, rolling left. Now plants. The ball was tipped to the line of scrimmage and it's incomplete. He was looking downfield for Avery Wallace. Now a flag comes in at the end of the play, and it's
going to be a hold
in the vicinity of where Ethan Ginlick released the football. Illegal block in the back is the call. This will not make the Tiger coaching staff happy at all. They are shooting themselves in the foot here late in the first half, and they may be losing just a little bit of crispness after jumping out to that 30-0 lead.
Or maybe they're working on their stats. Trying to get some more offensive stats maybe.
Yeah, maybe. They're working on one stat right now, not one that they won. That's penalty yardage. Block in the back, you see from Jim Unruh, the referee.
They've not moved the ball back yet.
Now they're going to mark off the penalty. And the line of scrimmage will be back at the 15-yard line.
Second down and Garber.
That's about right. 25 yards. It's only 6 miles to Garber. Empty backfield. Jinlick to throw. Steps up in the pocket. Now he runs. Flag is down. He dumps it off. Ball's caught by Wallace. 30. Stiff arms a tackler. And Avery Wallace is down at the 32-yard line, but that is coming back.
Man, this has been a sloppy possession here by Timberlake. I think both the teams are getting tired. When teams get tired, you see a lot of penalties on the offensive line.
A lot of grabbing. That's
Yes.
what we're seeing. There's a hold against the Tigers. Keep in mind that's the second catch for decent yardage wiped away by a penalty for Avery Wallace on this drive. He had one that initially had the ball down to the 40-yard line of the Wildcats before it was called back. Now the ball is just outside the north side of the city limits of Garber. It's at the 8-yard line.
Second and Billings.
Very close to Billings. Second and 35 to be exact. This drive originally started at the 8. It is now at the 8-yard line. At one point before a penalty, they were to the Covington Douglas 40. 3 wide receivers to the far side. Wallace motions from tight end left to tight end right. Jinlick goes under center. Pump fakes, looking deep left, and he overthrows his intended target, Judd, who was well covered. It's going to bring up third down and 35 with just under 4 minutes to play before halftime.
I kind of like that play call. They did a lot of went under center and kind of moved some guys around, and all they were really trying to do is run a fade up the sideline to Judd.
So third down. Timberlake is a perfect 3 for 3 on third downs tonight. 1 of 1 of this drive. Brian Smith may come completely undone if they can make it 4 of 4 tonight. Convert on 3rd and 35.
Yeah, this would be a big, you definitely want to get your secondary back here. And don't let them trick you with formations. Just play your spots.
Pippin, go ahead.
I was going to say, I don't think their secondary is deep enough.
Pippin and Sands split to each side. I think they were delayed in getting the play in. They were. A delay of game against the Tigers. Half the distance to the goal. And the ball now rests inside the 5-yard line.
There we go. Now we're putting 4 and 10. I'd stand them about. There we go.
So it is third down and 37, and we get a timeout of the field. Back in a moment, Timberlake leads Covington Douglas in Week 0 action, 30-0. Our game of the week presented by Danny Geis at High Plains Insurance here on Squirtle.
Looking for a bank that provides excellent security and safety for your account information? Then Bank Central is made for you. When you use our website, bcna.com, you can pay bills, check account balances, download statements, and even manage your debit card. With our mobile app, you can do all that, plus make deposits as easily as taking a picture with your phone. Talk to a CSR at any of our 5 locations to find the products that work best for your banking needs. At Bank Central, we're centered on you. Member FDIC.
30-0 our score. Welcome back here to Fabian Field in Covington. Game 1 of 2 in our Week 0 season opening coverage here on Squirtle. Tom Nelson, the crew, down Highway 74 tomorrow night in North Oklahoma City for Crossings Christian and Community Christian School.
We'll get a lot of text messages from people watching us, Todd, so no pressure.
Jinlick out of the gun. We'll just keep it to the ground. Hands it off to Pippin, running left. Pippin across the 20 and drug out of bounds at the 21-yard line. Well, he gets 17, but he is still a mile and a half short of the first down marker, and this will be the first punt attempt upcoming for the Tigers with 3:45 to play in the first half.
Well, that was regardless of what happened, who stopped who, that was a big stop for Covington, obviously. They need to get the ball here and try to get it in the end zone before the half to get themselves some offensive confidence.
Carter Sands is the answer to the question we did not know. The punter, they haven't had to punt tonight. He stands back inside his own 10-yard line with Smith set to return at the 50. The snap floats back. Whoa, Sands gets a high punt off. It hits at the 45, turns over and goes out of bounds. It does so, though, in Tiger territory. We're going to spot the football at the 47-yard line. So the best starting field position of the night after a 27-yard punt from Carter Sands for the Wildcats.
Yeah, good punt there by Sands. You talked about that earlier. He's punting that into the wind, too. You got that ball way up in the air.
Let's see what the offense can do with the freshman out there at quarterback. Their best starting field position of the night of the 47. Their previous best had been at their own 42-yard line. Only one other time had they started beyond the 20, and that was their opening drive of the night at the 35. One back set, Ford Smith pump fakes, pulls it down, floats it out. He's got Parker Smith open, and Parker Smith is going to walk in for the touchdown. Did you see the little shoulder fake? Well, so too did the secondary of Timberlake, partner, and they bit on it, and Parker Smith was wide open by 15 yards.
Yeah, that was one of those scenarios where you teach your secondary players to not watch the eyes of the quarterback or the motions of the quarterback, and that's exactly what they're doing, peeking into the backfield.
Boy, you can see why Parker Smith is such a special player. He is so versatile. 33 total touchdowns a year ago. They get him in open space, not at quarterback, and they have had some success on offense. Wildcats will go for two. Ford throws a slant over the middle, and it's knocked down to the goal line, incomplete, as he was looking that time for Austin Tipton. So the try for two fails, and with 3.5 to go in the first half, it is now Timberlake 30, Covington Douglas 6 on the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week.
The High Plains Insurance Agency takes pride in keeping up with many changes in the crop insurance industry and keeping their insurers informed of these changes. The goal is to help each farmer customize their crop insurance to meet their needs. Thanks for your continued business, and remember, call Amy, Carissa, or Danny at High Plains Insurance in Medford and Loyal at 580-395-2447 or toll free at 1-800-346-4056 for a quote today.
For generations, the FFA has been helping our children through agriculture to grow into responsible adults. We believe in and we support the work being done by our local FFA chapters and all they do to create an enriching experience for our youth. For all you do, you have our thanks. Farm Credit of Enid. Together, we grow.
Is your school or booster club looking for ways to fundraise? Let Downtown Threads create a custom website to showcase all your school apparel. You pick the design and the garment, we do the rest. We will handle all the payments and cut you one check when the website is closed. Call today, 580-237-7060. Downtown Threads, proudly supporting all local high school athletes.
Last year, the head-to-head matchup in Helena, Parker Smith had 2 catches, or make that 10 receptions for 132 yards. His only score came on the ground where he rushed for 72 yards. His first score and the first for the Wildcats this season on a 47-yard Ford Smith to Parker Smith touchdown. 30-6 the score, 3.5 minutes to go here in the first half. And here's the kick. It's a little squibber up the middle, and Sands will pick it up. Now he's going to try to run, and he's tackled high. A good open field tackle at the 43-yard line, and look who it was. It was Ford Smith. Double deuce in on the stop.
Yeah, Ford Smith's having a heck of a game. You know, he made a good play defensively earlier on a tackle in the secondary.
3:24 to play here in the first half. Now it's up to your defense to see if you can get back-to-back stops and maybe try to get something late to make you feel even better going to the halftime locker room.
And look for Timberlake to just get back to what they're naturally doing. Here they go again, spreading you out. This is really tough formation to stop.
Wide receivers left and right. Pippen is wide left. Merrick to the near side. That's Merrick Judd. They hand off to Sands. He was stacked up, gets to the corner, has the first down. Carter Sands still going as he's inside the 40, and he's shoved out of bounds at the 36-yard line. And, man, the big guy just exploded after he was stacked up the middle and was able to bounce out left.
Now, Pippen had a good block there on the edge, which kind of sprung him. I thought they said the clock was wrong. It was a first down. Never mind.
21 yards for Carter Smith on the carry. A first down to the 36-yard line of the Wildcats. Tigers with 3 and some change to play here in the first half, leading by 24. 2 backs in the backfield. Jinlick a quick throw out right from Eric Judd. Judd one-on-one, ducks the defender, but he's ridden down by Ford Smith at the 20-yard line. That will go for 16 more as the clock will stop momentarily in the movement of the change with 2:51 to play in the half. So 2 big plays, one of 21, the other of 16, and the Tigers are at the red zone again. 30-6 our score with 2:39 to play here in the first half. 2 tight ends. Low snap. Jinlick wanted to pick it up and hand it off to Pippen, then very wisely just dove on it. He'll take the loss of 5 to the 25 as the clock continues to tick under 2.5 to play in the first half.
I think you talked about it earlier, Todd. I think Timberlake got a little comfortable, and I think that getting comfortable has kind of gotten them just a little bit off on offense.
Glad to have all of our listeners, wherever you may be accessing our broadcast tonight, joining us for our kickoff of the 2021 high school football season. Split backs on 2nd and long. They hand it off to Sands. Tries another stiff arm. Gets to the corner and is ridden out of bounds at the 17-yard line. And it was Ford Smith making the tackle. The problem with Ford Smith making tackles, he's in the secondary. But you know why Sands was able to get into the secondary? Another high tackle attempt up front.
Too much grabbing. You're exactly right, because they had him on the edge, and just you're not going to be able to grab him. You're going to have to go down low and wrap up.
3rd down and 8. 2-down territory for Brian Severn's Tigers. They are at the 17 of Covington Douglas. Judd ran the wrong route, and the pass is thrown behind him incomplete. That was actually Wallace and not Judd. And some miscommunication there as Jinlick walking over to the far side. Brian Severn is out on the field. And you know the Tigers are going to go for it, leading 30-6 with $1:55 to play here in the first half.
I think it's just a little bit of miscommunication there, obviously with the new player, and it looked like Wallace thought he had a spot out there, and then Jinlick threw it to where he should have been probably.
If you didn't hear, Avery Wallace only got number 3 today, his jersey, just today. So he is very new to the program. Pippen a sweep left, gets to the corner. He has the first down as he leaps a defender and then bangs his way inside the 10, close to the 5-yard line. Are you kidding me? What a run by J.J. Pippen.
Yeah, if you're not going to go around him, just jump over the top of him, right?
It's inside the 5-yard line. They're going to put it down at the 3. So it is 1st and goal to go from there. 1:40 to play here in the first half.
And he's just kind of a different athlete. I mean, most high school kids that are running full speed can't hurdle somebody, and then when they land, they're still going that fast.
Tight end right. Now they'll hand it again to Pippen. And he is stacked up. That's actually Sands, and he gets about 1.5 yards. He's close to the 1, so it's 2nd and goal to go. 70 seconds and counting to play here in the first half.
And that was Smith again finishing off that tackle. He's sticking his nose in there, getting a lot more confidence.
You know, I hate to say this as Timberlake's going to call a timeout, but knock on wood, we have not seen a lot of cramping. We've not seen a lot of heat-related problems tonight. I think that's a testament to both coaching staffs. They have these guys ready to play because at this level, you have almost your entire team playing both ways.
Yeah, and it's hard to simulate even when you're practicing or when you're scrimmaging the game speed and the effort that's being put in an actual live game. And I agree with you. They've done a good job, obviously, in the offseason.
Wide left, J.J. Pippen. Short right is Merrick Judd. Sands in the backfield. Jinlick fakes the handoff. He is hit at the goal line, falls across for the touchdown. So Jinlick has rushed for 2, thrown for 1. Make that rushed for 2 and thrown for 2, and it's now 36-6 in favor of the Tigers. Timberlake tonight has converted on their point try for two on all but their last touchdown drive. Split backs, Genlick quickly throws it out left. Nobody was covering up Avery Wallace, who walks in. Well, that was a busted assignment right there, as Covington did not get lined up right.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that, when you're in a two-point conversion scenario, you got to come up and squat tighter to stop routes like that.
58 seconds to play here in the first half. We'll break for these messages. 36-6. Or make that 38-6 our score. Timberlake on top of Covington Douglas on the Squirtle Game of the Week.
We know weather is unpredictable, but managing your risk shouldn't be. This is Bambi Sidwell from Sidwell Insurance.
And Brady from Sidwell Strategies. Next year's crop season is here. It's time to protect your crop and livestock exposure. Dry conditions are also driving market prices higher, above break-even levels. It's time to take action.
Call Sidwell Insurance and Sidwell Strategies at 1-800-299-2408 today.
Futures and option trading involves a risk of loss and may not be suitable for all investors.
At Bellarmine Company, we know agriculture. Every day we actively value, market, and sell farmland and farm equipment. We also provide comprehensive insurance products for crops, farm equipment, and farm liability. This provides us a true understanding of the rural way of life, resulting in a better service for our customers. There is a difference. We'd be honored to show you. Find out more at callbellamy.com. That is callbellamy.com.
The drive took less than 2 full minutes. Timberlake leads it 38-6. Back here at Fabian Field in Covington, Todd Miller, Adam Dieselhorst, Ethan, Sam, Bryce, the whole crew. Adam and I have the easy job, I can assure you. Wallace spots the ball on the tee at the 40-yard line. He approaches from 10 yards and squibs it up the middle. And it is going to be fielded at the 34-yard line. Return for a couple of yards up near the 37-yard line. Austin Tipton was on the return up to the 39, and that's where the Wildcats will start, first down and 10.
Is the scoreboard on? Just 3 timeouts left on both sides.
Covington is going to have to play defense out of the locker room, as Timberlake will have the first possession of the contest to start the second half. They are in jeopardy of having this game end early tonight. Parker Smith motions. They float it out to Smith at the 40, upfield to the 45. And then he is hit out of bounds that time by Atkinson. First time we've said Jaden Atkinson's name from corner.
It was a good safe play call there. Just kicked Smith in motion, ran a little flat route to him and got about 5.
Why is their offense all suddenly having
Each team with their full complement of timeouts. That's not something I thought we might see on a humid and warm evening.
Or the first game of the season,
right.
too.
Right. Empty backfield. Ford Smith throws out right. Ball is caught, first down across midfield. Down to the 47-yard line in Timberlake territory goes A.J. Keegan.
Smith has a good arm. He's been really making some solid throws.
I'm telling you, their offense has looked a whole lot better with him at quarterback. One, because of his abilities, but two, it's freed up a lot more offensive plays for his brother Parker. Ford throwing right for Parker Smith. It's knocked down by Merrick Judd at the 34-yard line of Timberlake. Second down and 10. Clock stops, half minute to go first half.
Good coverage there by Judd.
He's a freshman.
This year, Squirtle hoping to cover more high school football games. You said you have 2 full crews now?
Yes, we do. We do. We should be doing at least 2 games, hopefully every week, and hopefully maybe 3 at some point in time, too.
Keegan motions to the far side. They hand it off to him with running room. A.J. Keegan a first down as he blasts inside the Tiger 40, down close to the 38-yard line. And immediately Covington Douglas calls timeout. Now, they spotted it just short of the marker. When he went down, it looked like he was at the stick. So it's 3rd down and 1 at the 39-yard line of Timberlake. Out of the timeout with 26 seconds to go before halftime.
We know for sure next week we will be doing Chisholm at Fairview. We also know that we'll be doing the Soul Bowl this year, with
That's
Millwood
cool.
being a school that joined our network too as well. So that will be on a Saturday, I believe. September 11th or something around in there is maybe the date of that one, but it's a Saturday at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, it is the 11th. Yeah.
And we'll be doing that game, the Soul Bowl, from the Millwood-Douglas battle, which is one of the longest-running rivalries, and it's also a really cool game because it's always played on Saturdays.
You know, I used to believe that Chisholm and Fairview hated each other. I don't believe that anymore. You live in Longhorn Estates. Lyle Welch is now the Chisholm coach after directing Fairview football for a long time. I don't know what's going on.
People change, Todd.
I don't.
No, that will be exciting. You know, Chisholm, Coach Welsh is going back home to Fairview.
By the way, he's a good man.
He's a great, fantastic coach, too. Hall of Fame coach. One of the only coaches of very few that have won an 8-man, 11-man title.
Ford Smith throws it out left. Ball is caught by Hooten. Turns inside. 35. Blasted down to the 33-yard line. And he took a big-time hit from Severin. Clock stops as they move the chains with 19 seconds to go in the first half.
Now, did your friend Corey Bales win 11-man and 8-man?
Yes.
Okay.
He did.
Yep. So he's one of the others. There's not very many that have done that. And we got to get over there, by the way, to see him. He gave me a hard time. So he wants us to come over and do a game. They've got a good team this year, too.
They have a really good team.
Yep.
In fact, I think Corey was a little disappointed the way the game with Ringling ended last year. He thought that they should have at least been to the semifinals. Class A is going to be very interesting again. Ringling's always good. Morrison is going to be good. Obviously, Cashin has a lot back from going 16-0 a year ago in Pahuska. Hearing a lot of good things despite losing some good seniors last year. Matt Hennessy is reloaded again.
Yeah, and that'll be a fun class. We typically always cover a lot of those games, too. You will see us out in some different areas just because our network has grown. So we're excited about doing that, too, as well.
Incidentally, if your school's interested in signing up for Squirtle, how do they do that?
Yeah, essentially it's pretty easy. Just get a hold of me at adam@squirtle.com. And we'll help you. We'll make it super easy. Obviously, as an example, both these schools here are network schools, too, as well.
Ford Smith, a deep ball left. Ball is almost caught, almost intercepted, as Merrick Judd was the last one that had his hands on it. Parker Smith was the intended target, and then Smith almost had to turn into a defender there to knock the ball away from Judd.
That was a heck of a throw by the freshman. Man, he's got a good arm.
2nd and 10. The ball just shy of the 33-yard line in Timberlake territory. That took 8 seconds, so 11 seconds remain. 38-6, you see the score there on your scoreboard. Big, exciting news coming up from Squirtle. Adam will unveil that at halftime here on our Week 0 Game of the Week presented by Danny Geis at High Plains Insurance.
You won't want to miss it, Todd.
No.
You'll be on the edge of your seat.
I already am. I've been there most of the night. Smith gets the snap, but a flag down, illegal procedure the call against Covington. So the line of scrimmage back to the 39. It's 1st down and 15.
Looks like we already have one game that's final. It was a game on our network. It looks like Kremlin-Hillsdale 45, DCLA in the first half.
Boy, DCLA, they've been down for a while. They used to have some really good football teams.
Yeah, they struggle with numbers, too, as well. That's why they've consolidated with Billings.
2nd and 15. Smith under pressure, rolling right, gets out of an ankle tackle, slips, now stays on his feet. He's got running room. Ford Smith is very near the 1st down marker as he took a shot at the end of the run near the 25-yard line. If he got to that 1st down stick at him, that is all Ford Smith.
Yeah, he's just barely short. Man, Judd came flying in there like a cannon. We were talking about that earlier. You know, those guys in the secondary, they're finesse players with a lot of speed, but, man, they like to hit you, too.
I'm going to tell you what, Covington is a Class B school. They're going to see some really good teams on their schedule down the stretch, but it's fair to say this is baptism by fire for Ford Smith tonight, and they're probably not going to see a team better until they get to the postseason than what he's facing tonight in his debut.
I would agree across the board, especially from an athletic standpoint. I mean, Timberlake has just so much depth and so many athletes. It just makes it so tough on you.
1 second remains, so we saw Ford Smith air it out for Parker Smith a moment ago. I bet they do the same thing here. Final play of the first half, barring a defensive penalty. Timberlake trying to take a 38-6 lead to the halftime locker room and then get possession of the football to start the second half. Since moving away from Northwest Oklahoma, I just have not got to see a lot of 8-man football. I forget how much I like this game.
Oh, it's such a fun game to call. I know a lot of people from around the state as media outlets always kind of call us the 8-man network, which I'm fine with that. I love covering these 8-man games, and we usually follow a handful of our schools in this area, and a lot of them are fighting and battling for state championships every year. And this is the place. Northwest Oklahoma is where it was born, 8-man football.
It's still across the board. I don't know that it's as good as it used to be up here,
sure,
but it's still by far and away the best of the 4 quadrants at Oklahoma for 8-man football.
Oh yeah, traditionally you have teams like obviously Pioneer for years was so good. You've got Laverne on the run they've been on. Obviously Shattuck, how good they've been. Cherokee, how good they've been.
Creek Hunter.
These 2 teams right here have been perennially good. I mean, it's just a lot of really – Garber right up the road had those teams there for a while. So a lot of great 8-man football has been played.
I wasn't going to say Garber in the presence of Covington Douglas fans. 3rd and a yard. Ford throws it out left. Ball is underthrown. It's incomplete, and that will do it on the first half of play. 38-6. Timberlake, the top-ranked team in Class C, leading the top 10 Class B foe, Covington Douglas at the break. Our halftime show is coming up next. This is the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week.
The team of experienced and caring professionals at Garland Road Nursing and Rehabilitation Center is dedicated to providing you or your loved one with comprehensive, personalized, compassionate care. We offer short-term and long-term care and inpatient, outpatient rehabilitation services that can meet your specific needs. Visit our website at garlandroad.com to learn more about our compassionate care.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
Are you looking for a local, reliable propane provider? Earnhardt Oil and Propane has been serving customers throughout Oklahoma since 1971. Let them tailor a pricing option to fit your budget. Avoid winter price spikes with easy pay, steady, predictable monthly payments you can count on. Need more fuel options? They also offer bulk fuel delivery, DEF, lubricants, and supplies for your business, all at competitive prices. For reliability 3 generations strong, call Earnhardt Oil and Propane at 866-270-1279 or visit www.earnhardtpropane.com.
Eubank Haney Law Firm is proud to be a fan of high school sports. Andrew Eubank and Caleb Haney believe that clients deserve better. At the end of the day, that's how they measure true success. Their experience, confidence, and integrity ensures that your case will be handled in a reasonable, efficient manner, regardless of the legal situation you are facing. Get out of line and come to Eubank Haney Law Firm in Enid, Fairview, and Laverne. Call 580-234-4334 when winning is everything.
What's Timberlake have? Back here at Fabian Field in Covington, Oklahoma. Todd Miller, Adam Dieselhorst. We are at halftime. It is 38-6. Timberlake on top of the Covington Douglas Wildcats, and it's really been a game of 2 quarters. And it all started when the freshman Ford Smith came in at quarterback. His brother Parker, who had started, went to wide receiver, went to tailback. They moved him all over the field, were able to get him space, able to make plays. And from that point forward, the Wildcats really had a lot of success against that Tiger defense.
Yeah, they did. I mean, outside of obviously the possession where they scored the touchdown on, they had the other possession that they drove down inside the 20. I think what hurt them there more than anything was, the other Smith boy getting hurt and getting knocked out. He didn't play for about 3 or 4 of the plays. I think if he would have been stayed in the game, they could have chance to score on that possession. But I think the story of this game is, I know you're going to talk about this, Todd, is just how difficult it is to defend Timberlake with their speed. I think the thing that's gonna cause them some problems possibly is physicality, and I think that's what they ran into with Tyrone last year in the state finals, and I think that's about the only thing that may stop them.
But I'm going to tell you what, there's still not many teams out there that can line up and just run the football with this Tiger team. Tyrone was one of the lone exceptions last year, and that's the reason that Timberlake won their first 13 games a year ago.
Yeah, we had them in the semis against Buffalo. And Buffalo, we saw earlier in the year.
That was a good Buffalo team.
It was. We saw them earlier in the year against Pond Creek, and, man, I was super impressed with them. I was really impressed with how Timberlake matched them physically. But, man, I would have loved to have seen Tyrone. We didn't get to cover that game, and I hear they've got a really good core, and we talked to Coach Bell, so I think that's going to be a exciting team to watch too.
After I talked to Josh Bell, I remember the Bell brothers out there at Tyrone, and he had alluded to that, he and his brothers had gone through that program and how much winning that state championship meant to him personally, to the school, and to the community. They're first in 60 years. Yeah. But those Bell boys were really good players, and now Josh Bell's a pretty darn good head coach out there as well.
Yeah.
And he's been there for a while, and
sure.
I mean, when he took it over, it wasn't in its heydays. They've been very patient with a hometown boy who's made a commitment to the school and the program, and it paid dividends for him.
Well, and they've had some really good teams over the last 5 or 6 years too as well. I think they've had some issues with injury, and like what we've talked about, there's some really good teams in Class C and B, and you got to be a great team to win it all.
Yes, you do. As Timberlake, they were a great team a year ago, won 13 straight games, most of those by mercy rule, and then they ran into, again, the buzzsaw that was Tyrone, losing to the Wildcats in the state championship game 41-20. And again, it bears repeating. I mean, I know Brian Severin, he's talked about it. He's a class guy. He doesn't want to make excuses, but it wasn't a big excuse. If you watch this first half, what J.J. Pippin does, the matchup problems he creates, whether it's 11 or 8-man football, that guy is very difficult to defend, especially at the Class B and C level. You have him at clearly less than 100% against a team like Tyrone. Yeah, he can play, but you have to all of a sudden really change a lot of the things from a game plan standpoint that you were hoping to do against that team on both sides of the ball.
Well, like we mentioned earlier, Tom and I had them last year a couple times, and that he was the dynamic player that we saw all year in 8-man. We had him against Medford. We had him against Covington. We had him against Buffalo, and you're exactly right, Todd. And when he got hurt, it was on a long pass play. And maybe they ran him down from behind and almost horse-collared him, and I saw him get up and hobble away. And it was when we knew Timberlake was going to win the game. It was kind of in hand, and I kept thinking to myself, man, that's going to be disappointing because we just talked about it earlier, too. 2 years ago, they're playing Pond Creek in the semis when Pond Creek wins it, and Timberlake has a lead, and then Lake separates his shoulder in that game, I believe, and so they've really had an injury bug they've had to jump over.
Covington Douglas had that unique situation last year when everybody made the playoffs. They actually got a bye in the first round of the playoffs. They counted that as their 9th win. They won their 10th win in the second round of the Class B playoffs, 54-20 over Depew, and then ran into Dewar in the third round. Dewar absolutely obliterated Laverne in the state championship game, and mercy ruled the Wildcats that day as well in their matchup 54-6. So people were talking here in the booth. They thought that Dewar ball club might be one of the best they've seen at 8-man football.
Yeah, I didn't get to see him. Coach Bean does a really, really good job. I know they were big and physical, and they had a lot of great players. I personally come from the era of Morrison in 8-man, and I have a hard time ever thinking that anyone could be as good as some of those Morrison teams. Example, the Morrison team that wins it in 8-man and then next year wins it in 11-man in Class A. I'm going to put that team up against anybody.
Well, and I think a lot of the 90s Shattuck teams as well.
Oh, goodness, yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see Dewar. I know they're very good. I know that's what people here were saying, and maybe that's what you say when you lose 54-6. But yeah. I'm going to tell you what, ask Laverne. That was a pretty good Laverne team that played well at the end of the year, and Dewar wanted at Ranger Field in Alva to win the Class B state title. I told you this earlier. The Covington Douglas last year went 1-2 in the 3 games in which they gave up more than 30 points. They gave up 54 to Timberlake. They gave up 36 at Garber. They won that game 42-36. And then, as I mentioned, gave up 42 points or 62 points to Pioneer and lost 62-42 before the Dewar loss of 54-6. So they find themselves in a position that they have not found themselves in a couple of years.
Yeah, and I think it goes back to what we talk about. Sometimes you have to just respect your opponent and kind of look who you're playing against. I mean, I think Covington has a chance to be a really good team this year. Obviously, they're breaking in. Looks like to be the freshman quarterback. You talked about that in the intro. They look better on offense with him playing back there just because they can use Smith in some other spots when they do that. But I think the big thing, and I keep mentioning it, is the loss of Tarango hurt them really bad. That kid last year, I remember in games watching Covington play, he's a difference maker as far as an athlete. And when you're playing a team like Timberlake that just has better athletes than you everywhere, you got to have every athlete you can get on the field.
Well, Tarango last year had 11 touches, 10 of those receptions totaling 184 yards and a touchdown, 1 carry, 4 yards. You're right. Does it completely change the first half? I don't know, but I'm promising you it's not 38-6. Here's the good news for Covington. Win, lose, or draw tonight, you look at their next 6 games, they're going to be heavily favored. Medford, Ringwood, DCLA, Waukomis, Yale, and Barnstall before they face Garber here at home very late in the season. So the Wildcats have a chance, and I think they're going to feel good about themselves regardless of this one because of the play of Ford Smith to really get some momentum going forward over the next month and a half.
Yeah, we may need to circle that Garber game. That might be a good candidate for a game of the week, I think, because I know it's been a while since we've actually been at Garber for a football game. We cover their basketball tournament every year. And
I think I did it with COVID last year, too.
That's true. You're not supposed to say that, Tom. But, no, that could be a game down the road. I think you're right.
I said I think I did.
You're right.
It might just have been allergies. I think I was allergic to Bryce.
Well, that should be a fun game, and you're right about that. I think Covington, I can see them having a very similar year, down the road. It's tough to, this is a big measuring stick when you're measuring yourself against somebody like Timberlake.
38-6 is our halftime score. We will have a look at the first half scoring, and we're going to set you up for Adam's big announcement a little bit later towards the end of our halftime show from Fabi on field. 38-6, Tigers over the Wildcats on the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week.
With over 24 flavors of iced tea, HTO is your new destination for the best premium water and iced tea in all of Oklahoma. Offering around 500 drink combinations and half-price tea during happy hour, this is your ultimate tea playground. With a location open in Ardmore and numerous locations coming soon, including the Village in South Oklahoma City, be sure to stop by HTO and experience the best tea you've ever sipped on.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, and we are here to help.
State Senator Roland Peterson is proud to support and represent the players, coaches, and fans in today's game. Your state senator representing the 19th District, Roland is a second-generation farmer and educator, a man of faith, integrity, and family, and he is proud to be the voice of his constituents in Alfalfa, Garfield, Grant, and Kay County. Roland loves high school sports and knows that just being able to compete is a win. State Senator Roland Peterson, ensuring our faith, our freedom, and the future for our families for 4 more years, and thanking you for your support in the election.
Looking for a bank that provides excellent security and safety for your account information? Then Bank Central is made for you. When you use our website, bcna.com, you can pay bills, check account balances, download statements, and even manage your debit card. With our mobile app, you can do all that, plus make deposits as easily as taking a picture with your phone. Talk to a CSR at any of our 5 locations to find the products that work best for your banking needs. At Bank Central, we're centered on you. Member FDIC.
The High Plains Insurance Agency takes pride in keeping up with many changes in the crop insurance industry and keeping their insurers informed of these changes. The goal is to help each farmer customize their crop insurance to meet their needs. Thanks for your continued business. And remember, call Amy, Carissa, or Danny at High Plains Insurance in Medford and Loyal at 580-395-2447 or toll free at 1-800-346-4056 for a quote today.
For generations, the FFA has been helping our children through agriculture to grow into responsible adults. We believe in and we support the work being done by our local FFA chapters and all they do to create an enriching experience for our youth. For all you do, you have our thanks. Farm Credit of Enid. Together, we grow.
Is your school or booster club looking for ways to fundraise? Let Downtown Threads create a custom website to showcase all your school apparel. You pick the design and the garment, we do the rest. We will handle all the payments and cut you one check when the website is closed. Call today, 580-237-7060. Downtown Threads, proudly supporting all local high school athletes.
We know weather is unpredictable, but managing your risk shouldn't be. This is Bambi Sidwell from Sidwell Insurance.
And Brady from Sidwell Strategies. Next year's crop season is here. It's time to protect your crop and livestock exposure. Dry conditions are also driving market prices higher, above break-even levels. It's time to take action.
Call Sidwell Insurance and Sidwell Strategies at 1-800-299-2408 today.
Futures and option trading involves a risk of loss and may not be suitable for all investors.
At Bellarmine Company, we know agriculture. Every day we actively value, market, and sell farmland and farm equipment. We also provide comprehensive insurance products for crops, farm equipment, and farm liability. This provides us a true understanding of the rural way of life, resulting in a better service for our customers. There is a difference. We'd be honored to show you. Find out more at callbellamy.com. That is callbellamy.com.
The team of experienced and caring professionals at Garland Road Nursing and Rehabilitation Center is dedicated to providing you or your loved one with comprehensive, personalized, compassionate care. We offer short-term and long-term care and inpatient-outpatient rehabilitation services that can meet your specific needs. Visit our website at garlandroad.com to learn more about our compassionate care.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
And welcome back here to Fabian Field in Covington, Oklahoma, as we get ready for the start of the second half. 38-6, Timberlake on top of Covington Douglas. The Tigers 13-1, Class C runners-up a year ago. Covington Douglas went 10-3 out of Class B. First half scoring, Pippin got the scoring going on a 25-yard run. He also ran in to try for two. It was 8-0. On the next Tiger possession, Jinlick ran it in from 5 yards out. The conversion failed. That drive, 5 plays, 55 yards. It was 14-0. It would go to 22-0 after Jinlick connected with Pippin for 36 through the air. Jinlick ran in the point after for 2. Jinlick then capped the longest scoring drive of the night for Timberlake. 10 plays. He went 87 yards. The final 30 through the air. A Jinlick pass to Judd. Sands ran it in. It was 30-0 at that point. And then the only scoring for Covington in the first half came with 3:41 to go in the first half after the Wildcats started at the Tiger 47, and they used just one play. It was the Ford brothers. It was the Smith brothers, Ford to Parker Smith for 47, and the try for 2 failed. We talked about Ford Smith, Adam, and what he has done. In the second period, Ford Smith, against a really good 8-man football team, was 6 of 9 passing for 104 yards. That's pretty impressive for your varsity debut.
Yeah, and we keep talking about it against probably as good of a secondary as he's going to face, most of the year. I mean, the athletes that Timberlake has in the secondary. So you got to be happy if you're Coach Smith. I know you're probably not happy about the score at halftime, but he did, give them a jolt, and they look better on offense since he's been in there.
Keep in mind, Covington Douglas is going to have to give the football to the Tigers to start the second half as CD won the pregame coin toss to or actually took the football and went 3 plays and out in a series that netted minus yardage. 38-6 is our score. Both teams are out of the field awaiting the start of the second half. That'll give us an opportunity to bring in Adam again and talk as far as the president is concerned from Squirtle about. And I want to talk about this new project that you and Corey and others have put together. It's something that you guys have been thinking about for quite a while. I think it's an innovative product that so many people are going to enjoy and enhance their football Friday night experience.
Yeah, so, we like to try to provide things to, help enhance our schools and try to take things to a different level. And so one of the things, we actually listen a lot to our schools and the coaches and different people. And one of the ideas that kept popping up was, as football fans know and are familiar with, NFL Red Zone is something that's really popular from an NFL standpoint. And so at first it was kind of one of those dream things. Could this be something that we could accomplish? And if you follow us any on social media, you'll see some kind of cryptic messages that we've been sending out there. But I'm proud to announce that tomorrow night we will start as kind of a test run, but hopefully we will go live at some point in time. But we are going to start a show every Friday night. It'll be called Squirtle Pay Dirt, and we will showcase 8 of our network games on that Friday night for a 3-hour show. Our game of the weeks will always be on there. And the way that show will work will be just like NFL Red Zone. We'll have a host. We'll have our own studio. We'll have Corey, who created our app and created our streaming platform, and he'll be there from a production standpoint. And we'll be able to actually utilize our different streams from different schools from across the state. And when they're in the red zone or they're scoring plays or there's anything that looks exciting, we're going to have the ability to loop into our networks and utilize our networks. So the idea in behind it is to get more exposure for our schools and all of our different schools that are streaming with us. We went over 70 schools now, Todd, in our network, and so I don't think we're going to have a hard time finding 8 games to showcase every night, but make sure you tune into the app. It's going to be something really cool, and we're excited about it.
Squirtle Pay Dirt starts on the app. Squirtle app starting tomorrow night. Andy Campbell will be the host, and he will do an outstanding job. Here we go. Time to kick it off for the start of the second half. Covington Douglas will defend the goal off to a right, the south end. It's a little pooch kick to the far side. Sands will field to the 40, ducks under one defender, gets up to the 45-yard line, and then is pushed back by a host of Covington Douglas Wildcats, and the trend continues. Very good starting field position aside from 2 drives for the Tiger offense tonight.
It'll be interesting to see kind of what Coach Severin's strategy is out of halftime. Does he stick with what he knows or does he try to work on some stuff offensively? I know, obviously, knowing what kind of team Covington is, you probably want to try to get this thing over with as quick as you can. But at the same time, you also want to work on some things.
I think he tries to get over as quickly as he can because you're right, Covington is a good football team, and you don't want people taking extra hits that they don't necessarily have to hit. Jinlick to throw from his own 45, eludes the pressure, and here he comes. Look out, Jinlick to the 50, cuts left, flag is down, and Ethan Jinlick is tiptoed out of bounds inside the 45, but it may go all for naught as the flag is thrown back downfield about 5 yards.
And they're going to throw a peel-back block, which is something that's emphasis this year on Judd. I don't know if you saw that there, Todd. It looked like actually what you would normally assume is a clean hit, but they're trying to eliminate that style of hit from the game.
You're right. This time a year ago, that probably is not a foul, and it's a first down run. Instead, it's a point of emphasis, personal foul. And there you see the penalty being walked off. The line of scrimmage will be at the 37-yard line. So they'll replay first down, and that will bring up first down and 18. So it's a spot foul from the point of the infraction, which came in Covington Douglas into the field. 2 backs, Jinlick to throw. Throws it out, has Merrick Judd on the near side. Judd dragging Ford Smith with him, who then spins him out of bounds after a short gain following contact up to the 47. That will give him 10 and bring up second down.
This is obviously a big possession for Covington. A stop here would be huge for them, and obviously they need to get points on the board to try to keep this game from sending them home early.
Opening possession of the second half. Second down at 8. Genlick again to throw. Points left. Has a receiver he's looking for. He's tangled up, and the ball is incomplete. That is a terrific throw intended for Avery Wallace, and he was well covered, but Genlick threw it to where only Wallace himself, the intended target, had a chance to make the catch.
Yeah, and that's just another guy. You look at that. That's their third weapon they're throwing a deep ball to now that they have Wallace in there, too, along with Pippen and Judd. I mean, they just make it tough, and they stretch you out so much.
Interested enough, he locked in on Wallace the entire way after he took the snap back from Lormont. Third down and 8. Timberlake was good early. They failed on 3 of their last 4 third down tries in the first half. Handoff goes to Pippen, cuts right to left. First down, right down the middle. Dragging tacklers with him. He gets to the 35-yard line, and then 4 Wildcats in gray and blue finally get him to the turf.
Yeah, he just makes it so hard. I mean, he's run so hard. I mean, we haven't seen really any one person bring him down all night.
18 yards for Genlick, who already has a couple of touchdowns tonight. The reigning 8-man Northwest Oklahoma Player of the Year. They'll go to an I formation, and for one of the few times, Genlick under center. Ethan fakes the handoff, drops, now retreats. He's going to be forced to flush or roll right. Now he reverses his fielding, gets out of another tackle, and then gets out of another one, has positive yardage. Genlick, look at this, to the 30, to the 20, Genlick to the 10. Genlick cuts left, and he steps out of bounds, or he may have gone the distance. That is a magician with the footwork. Ethan Genlick, who got out of about 5 different defenders' grasps.
Wow.
So it'll be first down and goal to go. The line of scrimmage is at the 9-yard line. So it is a 26-yard run for Ethan Genlick. That's his longest from scrimmage tonight, and I can tell you he ran about 40 yards to get that.
He might need a break. Get him some water or something. He looks tired.
Well, he is a player. 5'10", 180 pounds, and a senior. The last 2 years has thrown for over 4,200 yards. He throws it out left for Wallace, who was open. Wallace dropped the ball inside the 5. It'll bring up second down and goal to go. I'll say this, the Wildcats are going to have to work on this. They have really had problems picking guys up in the flat on that quick pass.
Yeah, they're giving themselves a lot of cushion because they're worried about the deep ball.
Yep. 10:48 to play, third quarter, 38-6 Timberlake. They're on the march. I formation with Sands and Pippen. Back to throw is Genlick. Throws it out left, and the ball is incomplete. It was intended for, let's see who that is. Whoever it is down. It's Carter Sands, and that would be a big loss on both sides of the football. Maybe an ankle injury.
Cramp.
He was hobbled. Yep, you're right. They've got him rolled over, and you can see on the screen that looks like to be a cramp. And that's the first such stoppage of that we've had tonight, and that's pretty remarkable on an evening in which the humidity was high, the game time temperatures were over 90 degrees. So as they attend to Mr. Sands, we'll take a quick break. 38-6 Timberlake, early third on the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week.
Are you looking for a local, reliable propane provider? Earnhardt Oil and Propane has been serving customers throughout Oklahoma since 1971. Let them tailor a pricing option to fit your budget. Avoid winter price spikes with easy pay, steady, predictable monthly payments you can count on. Need more fuel options? They also offer bulk fuel delivery, DEF, lubricants, and supplies for your business, all at competitive prices. For reliability 3 generations strong, call Earnhardt Oil and Propane at 866-270-1279 or visit www.earnhardtpropane.com.
Eubank Haney Law Firm is proud to be a fan of high school sports. Andrew Eubank and Caleb Haney believe that clients deserve better. At the end of the day, that's how they measure true success. Their experience, confidence, and integrity ensures that your case will be handled in a reasonable, efficient manner, regardless of the legal situation you are facing.
Third down and goal to go for Timberlake at the 9-yard line. They will be a keeper to Genlick, who submarines down just shy of the goal line. It's going to bring up fourth down inside the 1 with under 10.5 minutes to play here with the third.
And that just shows you that, the ability of Genlink. We saw him bounce around and be an agile runner, and there he's a power runner. I mean, they're just tough. They got a lot of weapons.
Last year, the head-to-head matchup, Timberlake went for it on fourth down twice. Four times. They converted twice. This will be their first fourth down try of 2021. The ball is inside the 1-yard line. In the backfield is Avery Wallace. Let's see if they'll call his number. Genlink hands it off. Pippen hit, keeps his legs churning. Touchdown, Tigers. So J.J. Pippen, off to a great senior season, reaches pay dirt again, and it's now 44-6 in favor of the Tigers as they line up for two.
Was that a plug, Todd? Pay dirt?
It was.
I like that.
Tomorrow night, Squirtle app, hosted by Andy Campbell. So the Tigers will go for two. Wallace will be in the backfield as you see him lined up to the right of Ethan Genlink. Genlink hands it to Wallace, makes a cut. He's in for the two. So it is now 46-6. Timberlake on top of Covington. Week 0, game of the week presented by High Plains Insurance on Squirtle.
With over 24 flavors of iced tea, HTO is your new destination for the best premium water and iced tea in all of Oklahoma. Offering around 500 drink combinations and half-price tea during happy hour, this is your ultimate tea playground. With a location open in Ardmore and numerous locations coming soon, including the Village in South Oklahoma City, be sure to stop by HTO and experience the best tea you've ever sipped on.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, and we are here to help.
46-6 our score, and man, is it nice to have Bryce Miller here in the booth. Somebody finally added a little bit of sunshine to this booth. Ethan, I don't know what was wrong with him tonight.
We got him up top running the camera.
That's where he belongs tonight. Punish him for that attitude. No, seriously, those guys are the best group to work with. Missing Caden a little bit tonight.
Yeah.
Enjoy having Sam with us.
He'll be back tomorrow, but you'll be doing some work for your real job, OBU, right?
I'm glad you called it a real job because most people don't even call it that. So, yeah, that's where I'll be. I'll be in Shawnee tomorrow.
And I hear OBU looks to have another good season this upcoming year. I know they got a talented group. So.
They have a very talented group. They're going to open at 13th ranked Ouachita 1 week from tonight. So,
big fan of those guys in that program. I really like the coaches they have over there. They had incredible hospitality and support of high school sports when we did that All-State game there.
Well, you know, they helped the OCA again this year. They had to move it out of Tulsa, and they put it to Shawnee again. So it's a win-win. It's great for OBU, and it's great for high school football as well. It's right in the middle of the state. So 7 plays, 63 yards, capped by Pippen's 1-yard touchdown run. 45-6 the score. And Wallace is set to boot it away.
And kind of on that note, Todd, I hear some rumblings of there may be a possibility that they bring the Oil Bowl back.
A little squib kick fallen on by Gavin Hooten at the 47-yard line. I hope so, because you know what? When you told me that earlier this summer, I was thinking, we really did used to have an Oil Bowl. I forgot about it because it's been gone just long enough you don't think about it with everything else going on.
Yeah, I know a lot of the coaches, we're a partner of the OFBCA, which is a fantastic group, and I know that it's important to them to try to get that game going again. And hoping that if that does happen, they've asked us to help with the media side of it, and we obviously would love to do that. So we're looking forward to the possibility of that occurring.
First down and 10, single setback. They hand it off to Keegan, his best part of the night. Out of an ankle tackle to the 40, moves left to the 35, and is inside the 30. Down to the 29-yard line. A.J. Keegan said, I have had enough of this. Give me the football. It is full steam ahead, and he rumbles for his longest run from scrimmage tonight.
And now I think he may have a cramp. We talked about nobody cramping, and now we got two that in succession.
24 yards, you see there. A.J. Keegan is down on a knee. Now they get him set down. 9:43 to play here with the third period. It's 46-6. You were talking about some of the guys around the state that are great for high school football. I'm telling you, the student athletes that play this game have no bigger fan and supporter than Justin Jones.
Oh, man.
At Norman North. That guy is terrific.
Yeah, he is he's a leader of the OFBCA along with a lot of other great leaders there too as well. He's the one that started the Squirtle Showdown, the 7-on-7 event that we host every year along with Lauren Montgomery at Bixby. And I've even talked to Coach Smith here at Covington a couple times about doing an 8-man version of that. And I think that's something in the works that we're going to try to do at some point in time. But you're right. Those guys at the OFBCA are great, and Justin Jones is a great leader.
Justin was the one that helped with the OFBCA football game a few years ago in Shawnee that you were talking about, and partnered with Squirtle, and he does a terrific job as a high school coach and among his other hats that he wears around the state.
You bet.
9:43 to play in the third quarter. Covington Douglas trying to extend this game. You say that because they need to score. They have really not stopped Timberlake much at all tonight. And that's a good sign as Keegan is up, and he is hobbling off with that cramp to the near side. I cannot imagine how bad he hurts. I got one of those in the middle of the night here about a week ago. And I think Mary Margaret thought I was being murdered.
Speaking of Mary Margaret, we need to thank our sponsors.
Okay.
We cannot do this without them. I mean, I don't think people and it's this, you'll see a lot of the same names and same faces, and I think that's a testament to the type of communities and the type of different businesses around the area that we have that support us every year. And, we talk about doing things like the pay dirt. Like those advertisers allow us, to do things like pay dirt and have 2 crews, and we're so thankful for them.
Line of scrimmage is at the 28-yard line. They hand it off straight ahead. And that is Gavin Hooten that gets the carry. He'll pick up about 3, bring it up second down at 7, under 9.5 minutes to play. They talk about it takes a village to raise a child. It takes a village to put on these productions on a weekly basis. People don't always understand that. And I said it in the first half, and I truly mean it. I love these guys that we work with. I think when they quit, I'm done. But they also have the tough task. We don't.
Yeah, they do, and these kids are college students too. So I think for the most part they do really well in school too as well. So that's another part that's exciting about it. Am I right, Bryce? You guys do well in school, right? Bryce said he does.
Parker Smith with a near first down carry as he gets to the quarter and is out of bounds at the 17, so it will be a first down. I think there's some on this crew that do okay. There's some that I'm not certain of, but hey, they do well on what you ask them to do, so that's all that matters.
That's true.
If it doesn't work out in college, they can always be a Squirtle producer.
Another thing we didn't announce, Todd, is we actually started an internship this year too. So we'll have 2 media writers. One is a student at UCO that went to Tuttle, and another is a student at OSU that went to O'Keene.
Gavin Hooten gets the carry. He's drugged down by Cade Severin, a short gain of 1 down to the 16-yard line. I know one of them, Stephen Reese from Tuttle.
You bet. Stephen's a good kid. We're excited to have him on board. He's going to do some social media stuff and write some articles and then still call games for Tuttle as well. So he's a man of many hats.
Second down and 9. They fake the handoff. Parker Smith is the quarterback as he runs right. Flags are down. Smith is out of bounds. Right now it's a first down carry, but it's coming back. As you'll see, Jim Unruh, our white cap, about to signal the infraction. It is a hold against Covington Douglas. In that sense, the Wildcats have played pretty well. They have not been penalized much after the early stages of this ballgame. Timberlake had a sloppy end of their final drive of the first half.
Tell you what, kudos to these 2 communities. Look at the crowd here tonight on both sides. It's really impressive, especially as hot as it was today.
27-yard line is the line of scrimmage. So it brings up second down and 16.
So I got to ask you a question, Todd, because I know you've been a long timer in the North Oklahoma area, and you mentioned Helena Goltry. Well, was Helena Goltry the Tigers? Was that their mascot?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Well, ironically enough, as Parker Smith rolls out right, throws incomplete, a flag comes down near the end of the play. So, too, was Jet Nash.
How about Carmen Tacoma? What were they?
They were the Raiders.
The Raiders, that's it.
Yep.
Oh, boy, what a great school that was.
It was. Had some great basketball teams.
And now they jar pickles, right? Or they did for a while.
It's hard telling what's going on. I mean, that building's set vacant for a long time.
I think they did Jan's Pickles out of there for a while.
Illegal receiver downfield, the call against Covington Douglas.
Home of Jamie and Joey Ross.
Yes, it is. Ken Jones was a great basketball coach
man.
there. But anyway, it's kind of ironic that Jet Nash and Helena Galtrey, the two school districts that merged to form Timberlake, both were the Tigers.
Yeah.
So that was a pretty easy decision.
And I think the Timberlake is named after a creek, right, that runs through there?
Now you're just showing off.
I think
don't
that's
know
right.
that.
I think it is, you know.
Ford Smith back out there at quarterback. Rolling left, feels the pressure, hit as he throws. He unloads it to the near side. The ball is caught.
Smith might be hurt.
Camden Thayer was the one that made the catch, but Ford Smith took a shot. But I think it's a cramp again as they're looking at that left leg of his. See them stretching it out.
If there's anybody out there from Timberlake that's watching, you might want to message us on Facebook or message us on Twitter. Tweet us out. Let us know if the Timberlake name came. I think it's a creek. That's what I'm saying. Timberlake Creek, I think. Anybody know? Anybody in the booth? Yep. But I think, didn't they name it Timberlake because there was a creek or something that ran through?
They're attending to Ford Smith. We'll take another break. We are approaching the midway point of the third quarter in Covington, 46-6 Timberlake on the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week.
State Senator Roland Peterson is proud to support and represent the players, coaches, and fans in today's game. Your state senator representing the 19th District, Roland is a second-generation farmer and educator, a man of faith, integrity, and family, and he is proud to be the voice of his constituents in Alfalfa, Garfield, Grant, and Kay County. Roland loves high school sports and knows that just being able to compete is a win. State Senator Roland Peterson, ensuring our faith, our freedom, and the future for our families for 4 more years, and thanking you for your support in the election.
Ford Smith is on the sidelines. It is 3rd down and 25 at the 30-yard line. Parker Smith drops it off for Thayer. Thayer is in trouble as he made the catch at the 25 and wrestled down immediately. So it's going to bring up 4th down with 7:50 to play here in the third quarter. Timberlake with the only score thus far in the second half on a 7-play, 63-yard drive. So only 1 yard on that play. It is 4th down and 24. This is not a play in all likelihood that Brian Smith and his offensive staff have in the playbook. 7.5 minutes to play. Back to throw is Parker Smith from the 32. Throws it up deep left. The ball hangs up and it's tipped away. Jaden Atkinson, as the ball floated just a little bit, was able to get possession on Miguel Tarango, the freshman wide receiver, and Covington Douglas turns it over on downs.
He had him there for a minute. That ball just kind of hung up, and it was a great adjustment there. Like you mentioned, Atkinson made a great adjustment to knock that ball out of the sky.
We haven't called Jaden's name a lot tonight, but he's had a couple of really good plays on the defensive side of the football.
Yes, he has.
So Timberlake will take over. 1st down and 10 at the 24-yard line. 7:22 to play in the third quarter.
Looks like we have some backups in.
They need just a score to end this ball game here in the third. New quarterback out there. And it's Genlick who tosses left. And not much doing as the carry was made by Blake Schote, a freshman. Picks up 2, 2nd down at 8 at the 26. Parker Smith coming off to the near side. That young man is going to be worn out. They have used him about every way they can tonight.
Got a new QB in the game.
Yep. Genlick was out there on that previous snap. He has come out. It's 2nd down and 8 at the 26-yard line. The snap is fumbled. It's still on the ground, and Covington Douglas has come out of there with it. The quarterback was Braden Ulrich. He is a freshman, and he just pulled away from the center prematurely. And a lot of times you'll see that early when a new quarterback comes in.
Yeah, freshman jitters. Obviously, he looked a little terrified coming to the line of scrimmage, and obviously he did not get it, the exchange very good, and the ball bounced. A lot of times when it bounces like that, it never even got into the quarterback's hands.
Line of scrimmage at the Timberlake 29-yard line. with 6:41 to play here in the third quarter. So the Covington Douglas Wildcats have a great scoring opportunity here, down by 40 points. A motion man to the near side. Parker Smith gives it off to Thayer. Or excuse me, that is Gavin Hooten, and he tiptoes out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. That'll gain 4. Second down and 6 as the clock stops here in the third. Gavin Hooten is just a sophomore. 5 catches as a freshman, or 18 catches as a freshman, 2 touchdowns, 5 rushes a year ago. They throw it out right for, Thayer. He's hemmed in, circles back, and then submarines down inside the 25-yard line. He'll pick up a yard, and it's going to bring up third down and 5 at the 24 of the Tigers. Halfway home here in the third quarter. J.C. Hooten, the 5'10", 199-pound junior coming in, number 44. He will line up as a tight end to the right side. And now belatedly coming into the lineup is Derek Daughtry. Motion man. They'll hand it off with a jet sweep. That is Gavin Hooten. Hooten gets out of contact now, has some running room and a first down on the near side boundary. As Hooten gets down to the 11-yard line, a gain of 13, and it's first down and 10.
Man, freshman Carson Shepard there had a chance to make a tackle in the backfield. It's always nice to get your name in the paper, right? If you're a freshman. He had an opportunity there. He's been kicking himself. He won't make the Enid paper tomorrow.
Well, ask me about it. I never did because they didn't put JV articles in the paper. Ball just outside the 10, so in theory they can pick up a first down without scoring. Hooten in motion. The inside handoff goes to Cooper Sherman, a sophomore. And Sherman blasts down to the 6, a quick gain of 5.
You know, Enid the paper does a good job in Enid covering high school sports, and they have for a really long time.
Bruce Campbell is about as good a prep writer as there's been, in my opinion.
He is a legend.
He is.
And he will work at it. I mean, the guy is everywhere. I think he's retired 5 times?
Yeah. Second down and 5 at the 6-yard line. Parker Smith back to throw for the 14. Throws it out right. The ball is caught. And in for the touchdown is Cooper Sherman. Actually, that's J.C. Hooten, 44. My apologies. So Parker Smith throws for a touchdown. He has a touchdown catch. With 4:41 to play in the third, it's now 46-12.
Some good confidence there for Covington. Good throw, get in the end zone. Good little possession there.
Well, Parker Smith will be behind center on this try for 2. Smith gets the handoff as it goes to Cooper Sherman, and he is stopped at the doorstep. So the try for 2 fails. It's 46-12 with 4:41 to play here in the third. We'll break for these messages on the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week.
Is your school or booster club looking for ways to fundraise? Let Downtown Threads create a custom website to showcase all your school apparel. You pick the design and the garment, we do the rest. We will handle all the payments and cut you one check when the website is closed. Call today, 580-237-7060. Downtown Threads, proudly supporting all local high school athletes.
4:41 to play in the third. You see the new score, 46-12 Timberlake. Well, I'll tell you what, the hospitality here in Covington Douglas is second to none. I mean, they've given us drinks, and now they're willing to write a note for the teacher at Oklahoma State for Bryce.
We need to get them on the cdwildcats.tv. I mean, Need to get him on the horn so we can get him on Squirtle Pay Dirt.
Onside kick. It was initially touched by Timberlake and then followed on at the 39-yard line. It initially touched that time Caleb Ware, freshman number 88.
You know, Todd, you mentioned that, and I'm not just saying this, but in all the years that we've been covering high school sports with this Game of the Week thing, the hospitality everywhere we go is so great. We're so well received, and we're thankful for that. I mean, that's important, you know. And I think people, you know, appreciate what we're trying to do to help promote these schools. And, you know, we seem to be always welcome everywhere we go.
So you know what? You're in the best part of the state for hospitality, too.
That's true.
Are they hospitable at Longhorn Estates?
Yeah, oh, yeah, definitely.
Oh, okay. That's good. Well, they keyed my car the day I was at your birthday
Well,
party.
they bring us Chick-fil-A sandwiches, too, which is kind of a big sale.
First down and 10 at the 39-yard line. Tigers send Genlick back out there. They'll toss it wide right as they pitch it to Blake Schultz. He gets tackled for a loss, and then a flag comes down. It's against Timberlake.
That was good camera work. I got to give our camera guy down there on the sideline some props. Good producing up here by Bryce, too, as well.
Bryce is doing a good job. Sam is still learning. Don't pump him up too much. Holding the call against Timberlake. They'll mark it off from the 37-yard line. So that will bring up first down and 22 with a line of scrimmage at the 27.
So, Todd, another thing we're excited about is we always like to talk about some of our new schools that have joined. We really are blessed here recently to get some powerhouse schools that join the network. Washington High School joined our network. Davis joined our network recently. We're kind of moving over and edging our way east over by Lake Keystone. Cleveland just joined our network, so kind of making moves across the state.
Schote gets the pitch sweep, moves to the 34, so he picks up 7 of the 22 needed. It's second down and 15. Clock continuing to melt away with 4 minutes exactly to play here in the third quarter. Again, if you're interested, have your school talk to Adam. How do they reach you?
Yeah, just Adam at Squirtle.com, or you can go to Squirtle.com, and there's information on there about streaming too as well, or Squirtle.tv as well. And we'd love to get as many schools as we can on our network.
Schote has stood up, and boy, he is buried. The first one to hit him was Cash Pearson. And then once Pearson stuck his nose in the hole, he forced a host of teammates to drop him for a loss, as that will go to the 34-yard line. So it's third down and a long 15 with 3:15 to play here in the third.
It's always exciting to get to watch some other kids get some playing time, and you know, some of these younger freshmen and some different faces, and it's always fun to watch them compete.
Ulrich is back out there under center. Now he backs away. Now he walks back under center on third down and long. Braden Ulrich will keep it coming right. He has his legs taken out from underneath him on a terrific open field play by Camden Thayer.
A great tackle by Thayer there.
So a 3 and out for Timberlake. That'll take us under 2.5 to play here in the third. And it will see Carter Sands on to punt again. Good to see Carter back out there after cramping up here in the third quarter.
So tomorrow should be a fun game.
The Battle of CCS.
Yes, it
Community
is.
Christian and Crossings Christian schools.
You know, we saw Crossings a few years ago a couple times on our network, but did not see them last year. And CCS this is the first time that we'll do a game on their network, and they have an outstanding team and an outstanding individual player in By Job.
Sands got a good punt off, but it looked like your wedge. It backed up, and is finally down by Genlick at the 49-yard line of Timberlake. That ball hit about 6 or 8 yards back downfield further and then bounced back.
Looked like a pitching wedge, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Is that a 90 degree?
It looked like yours. I don't know. You saw me at your brother's golf tournament. I don't know what I'm hitting.
I retired from golf. It's too frustrating. I'd rather fish.
I noticed that.
I never have a bad day fishing.
First and 10 at the Timberlake 49-yard line with 2:13 to play. I'm inching closer to golf retirement. I've not had much of a desire to play this year. It's been just awful. And
apparently everyone thinks that this girl is stunning.
It's a tough sport to play.
You got to come join me on a fishing trip sometime, Todd.
You wouldn't want that to happen.
She has a nice face.
I've been invited on a fishing trip before once and never was invited back. Back to throw is
Nice.
Smith, dumps it out left flat. Wide open is Cash Pearson with running room. Pearson inside the 30. It is tackled out of bounds at the 26-yard line. That play set up very, very nicely and results in a big-time gain of 23.
Somebody missed their assignment on that play there because he was wide open.
J.C. Hooten comes into the ball game, and checking out is going to be Parker Smith. Just over 2 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Miguel Tarango now enters. He'll line up wide right. To the near side is Justice Hooten. One back set. The quarterback is Cooper Sherman. He'll keep it. And running left. And he bangs his way to the 21-yard line. It's actually J.C. Hooten that is the quarterback. There's a flag down. It's a false start against Timberlake. You could not have been more wrong about how Timberlake got its name. You could not have been more wrong.
Well, tell the people. They want to hear it. Tell them and give him props.
How about you?
Derlin, is that Bowler?
Bowler, yeah.
Okay. So thanks to Derlin Bowler. Just to let everyone know, Timberlake.
He could not have been more wrong.
Timberlake was a church and a cemetery between Jet and Helena.
It doesn't sound like a creek to me.
How can something be a church and a cemetery?
First and 15 to the 31. J.C. Hooten gets he'll call his own number, running behind right guard. And he struggles to get to the 25, a gain of 6. Brings up second down and a long 8.
So we were informed by Michael Swisher, the media god of Squirtle, that we got a lot of responses, by the way, on social media. So he was just the first one to let me know how wrong I was.
I didn't think you were right, but I couldn't have come up with that answer. Second and 9 at the 25-yard line for Covington Douglas. Jet sweep around the left end. A high tackle. He gets out of it. Flag now comes in at the end of the run. There's going to be some penalty yardage tacked on to that gain. And I believe that was Tarango. It was that carried. Personal foul. Face mask the call against Timberlake. So 15 yards onto the end of that Tarango run.
Yeah, I've told some people a story about Helena before. When I was in college, and Coach Hauser, that was at Southwestern at the time, basketball coach, wasn't that correct?
Yep, George Hauser.
So you remember the A.D. Perkins? That was
Cecil Perkins. He was at Northwestern.
So what wasn't Cecil at Southwestern?
He was.
So Cecil was there when I was there, and he got
kind of like a yellow jacket living in Longhorn Estates.
It was. So he got a group of kids that were playing intramurals and some that played football to get together, and we went and played in Helena basketball at the prison there. Might have been some of the best basketball players I've ever played against in my life there at Helena.
Hands it off, and a good tough run between the tackles. As he nearly was spun down after initial contact, Cooper Sherman turns what looked to be at least no gain into 5. Okay, finish your story.
I mean, that's really the gist of the story. It wasn't the greatest of stories, but it had to do with Helena, so I wanted to mention that.
Well, how about this? The very first game I ever called was a high school basketball game, Jet Nash and Medford.
Nice. What year was that?
Would have been 86 or 87.
That'll date you, Todd. You weren't supposed to pick up on that.
Well, I don't care. It's been a long time. Jet sweep, handoff again,
Nice.
And in for the touchdown on a good run is Camden Thayer. So Camden Thayer gets in from 5 yards out, and now we'll see Covington Douglas line up for 2.
You know, one of the other things I like about, high school football in small towns is you see a lot of these students and kids from other communities come. We see some kids from Pioneer. Looks like some softball players from Pioneer. I saw a group of students that were sitting down to the right of us. It looked like some football players from another school watching. So everybody comes out and enjoys.
Hooten throws towards the goal line. It's incomplete. Threw it a little bit low on the try for 2. So the score is now Timberlake 46, Covington Douglas 18. We'll pause for these messages with 29 seconds to go in the third on the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week.
Are you looking for a bank that provides excellent security and safety for your account information? Then Bank Central is made for you. When you use our website, bcna.com, you can pay bills, check account balances, download statements, and even manage your debit card. With our mobile app, you can do all that, plus make deposits as easily as taking a picture with your phone. Talk to a CSR at any of our 5 locations to find the products that work best for your banking needs. At Bank Central, we're centered on you. Member FDIC.
The High Plains Insurance Agency takes pride in keeping up with many changes in the crop insurance industry and keeping their insurers informed of these changes. The goal is to help each farmer customize their crop insurance to meet their needs. Thanks for your continued business. And remember, call Amy, Carissa, or Danny at High Plains Insurance in Medford and Loyal at 580-395-2447 or toll free at 1-800-346-4056 for a quote today.
Covington Douglas with a deep onside kick. Going to be returned from the 30-yard line up to the 35. Good tough run by Pete Gwynn, and he's tackled just shy of the 40. So that's where Timberlake will have it with 23 seconds to go in the third.
Timberlake's got a lot of tall and lean young kids. When those kids get to filling out, it looks like they're going to have some good size here in the future.
So Covington has won the third quarter. They have put 12 points on the board to 8 for Timberlake. It was 38-6 Tigers at halftime. It's 46-18 here late in the third. Under center again is Ulrich. And he will try the left side. No, they hand it off, and not much. A couple of 3 yards maybe on the carry. Carson Shepard was the ball carrier. Scrimmage at the 44-yard line, so we got 4 on the final play of the third quarter. 12 minutes to go in the Squirtle Game of the Week here in Week 0. It's Timberlake 46, Covington Douglas 18. Our Game of the Week presented by Danny Geis and High Plains Insurance right here on Squirtle.
For generations, the FFA has been helping our children through agriculture to grow into responsible adults. We believe in and we support the work being done by our local FFA chapters and all they do to create an enriching experience for our youth. For all you do, you have our thanks. Farm Credit of Enid. Together, we grow.
Is your school or booster club looking for ways to fundraise? Let Downtown Threads create a custom website to showcase all your school apparel. You pick the design and the garment, we do the rest. We will handle all the payments and cut you one check when the website is closed. Call today, 580-237-7060. Downtown Threads, proudly supporting all local high school athletes.
Despite down 46-18, still a lot of spirit here at Fabian Field in Covington. Welcome back. Todd Miller, Adam Dieselhorst, 2nd and 8 as we start the final 12 minutes.
Had to wake up Sam from a nap down there.
I've never seen a cameraman laying on the ground, but he was. That's great. Blake Schote, the single set back out of the eye. Ulrich under center, hand off to Schote. Schote trying the right side, not much doing, falls forward, past the 45, out to the 47. And that will bring up third down as we're just underway here in the fourth quarter.
What a great facility this is.
It is.
And always fun to come out here and call games. The track looks really good, too. I think did they just resurface it?
It looks like it.
Yeah, man, looks really good.
You know, I have not been here since the early to mid-'90s probably, and that was for basketball. I've never called a football game here, so, yeah, I'm quite impressed with this facility. Third down and 2 at the 47-yard line. This town loves their football. Ulrich up under center. And we'll get movement on the right side as it looked like Christopher Diller and Pete Gwynn on that right side may have fired off prematurely. So instead of third down and 2, it's going to be 3rd and 7. And the ball back at the 42-yard line. Community Christian, Crossing Christian School tomorrow night, 7 o'clock from Oklahoma City. Second of our opening week doubleheader here on Squirtle. Ulrich fakes the handoff. Now Braden will keep it, trying to get to the marker. He's close. Did he get there? Depending on the spot. Now they look like they're going to spot him back at about the 48-yard line. At least one official has it at the 48. Now the other is spotting the ball just near midfield. So it looks like it's going to be 4th down and very, very short, less than a yard for the Tigers. Tigers will keep the offense out there. 10.5 minutes to play in the football game. 46-18 Timberlake. Ulrich under center. Handles it cleanly, gives it to Schode. First down and more as he's inside the 45, and Schode is down to the 44-yard line. That's dangerous because when a guy can hit the hole that quickly and everybody's stacked up on the line, sometimes you shoot the gap and there's nobody back for support.
Yeah, and that's that play that they run a lot of, that power formation, you know, and hand that ball off to Pippen. And like you said, you hit it on the dot. If he beats one guy, he's usually to the pay dirt, right, as we would say in Squirtle?
You're right. Tell us about pay dirt again.
You bet. So, OK Prep's version of NFL Red Zone. That's all you got to know. 8 games we'll be showcasing in studio, and we'll be tapping into our network streams to provide fun action every Friday night.
Starts tomorrow night with your host, Andy Campbell, and before Ulrich gets the snap, we get a false start again by Timberlake, so the ball goes back into the Tigers. No, it won't. It'll be at the 48-yard line, bring up first down and 15. How do they access that?
So that will be, so if you ever watch in Squirtle, in the Squirtle app, and on Squirtle.com, there are TV screens that pop up live. And if you don't have the Squirtle app, I don't know why you don't, but you need to download it for free. It's SKORDLE. And that will be the first game every night inside the app, so you'll be able to access it quickly.
Handoff goes up the middle, and there is nothing doing. The ball carrier was Carson Shepard, and he was met rudely at the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 15, and the Tigers may have got by with a little bit of movement before that snap.
Yeah, I think the officials are probably being a little lenient at this point in time in the game.
By the way, I think they've done a great job tonight.
They have.
It's week 0 for them, too.
Yeah, I think the game has been played very clean, like we mentioned before. That's a testament to the coaching staffs from both these teams, too.
9:05 to play of the ball game. 2nd down and 15 at the 48-yard line in Covington Douglas territory. Ulrich to throw, floats it out wide right. The receiver was open. He underthrew Pete Gwynn, but I think Gwynn was able to come back and at least make an attempt on the dive for the reception. They're going to say that it was incomplete, and it's 3rd down now. Boy, Pete Gwynn was wide open.
Yeah, and he just underthrew him a little bit, and Gwynn almost came back and made a great catch.
I have it on film.
Clock will stop, 8:53 to play of the ball game. Covington next week goes to Medford. Timberlake will be at home to face Ringwood, and that will be Avery Wallace' chance to face his former team after transferring to Timberlake recently.
That's a short drive for fans.
Ulrich fumbles the snap, picks it up, tries to run right, and is going to lose ground. And it'll bring up 4th down at about 16.5, so we'll see the Tigers bring on the punt team. Right now, Brian Severin rested all of his main guys and just working the clock, leading 46-18.
You know, another thing, too, to think about here, Todd, is I don't believe there's been a turnover in this game.
Why do they suddenly have their starting quarterback?
Has there been one? Which, that's another thing.
Yes, there was. There was one fumble.
Was there one fumble?
Yep.
Okay.
Sand to punt, gets a good one off with the wind, as that'll hit inside the 10 and skips into the end zone. Yeah, Ulrich, you remember when he came in his first series.
Oh, he fumbled the snap.
Yeah.
Yeah, you bet. My bad.
That's it.
I'm a terrible color guy. They need to hire somebody new.
You know, though, I mean, again, that's pretty respectable when there's one turnover on the opening night of the season.
Well, I'm sure that Covington's not going to, when they look at the film, they're going to think that they could have, done a lot more and played a little better, especially early on. I felt like this is the type of game when you're playing an opponent like Timberlake. If you can't kind of survive their early push of the game, then it could get ugly pretty quick, and I think that's what happened. But it's been played pretty clean other than that.
And you alluded to that earlier. That was the one thing that Covington did do last year after taking an early right to the chin. They battled back, and it was a back-and-forth affair from that point. J.C. Hooten remains out there at quarterback. He's the 3rd quarterback used tonight for the Wildcats. He'll turn and he hands it off. Good tough run that time by Miguel Tarango as he was hit, spun off contact, and then is dropped at the 24-yard line. Bring it up 2nd down and 6 with 7:45 to play in the ball game.
Another thing we need to mention too, Todd, that we have not mentioned yet is we partnered with the Oklahoma Radio Network this year. And so another cool thing, another cool feature that will be in our app is after the Squirtle Pay Dirt show is over, we'll have our own live studio show, scoreboard show that's actually broadcast from the franchise out of Oklahoma City as well as the Tulsa Sports Animal.
Hooten bangs his way for 2 behind right guard of the 26, Grant Merrill, and you working together to collaborate on that endeavor, another way for Squirtle and high school football fans to keep up on their favorite teams.
So literally what we're trying to tell you is you could literally get in the Squirtle app on Friday and never leave it until like 1 in the morning if you wanted to. I mean, it's going to have nonstop action all day long. And the other thing pretty cool about there, we have like 20 affiliate radio stations that partnered with the franchise and the Tulsa Sports Animal, one being the Alva Radio Network. You know, they're going to be covering it too as well.
Handoff, and not much doing as that handoff went to Cooper Sherman. Going to bring up 4th down and 4 at the 26. One of the areas that this game really got away from Timberlake or from Covington Douglas early was their inability to convert on short down situations. They turned it over on downs in an early game scoring situation down 22-0. They really, from that point forward, have not been much of a part of the ball game. J.C. Houghton mishandles the snap. It handles it, rolls right. He's in trouble. Flag is down. Maybe a free play for the Wildcats. And Houghton, nonetheless, is going to be punished as he's dropped at the 22-yard line. The play stands. It's a loss of 4, but I think it's going to be an automatic first down here on a foul against the Tigers. Timberlake already starting to walk. Inadvertent face mask, 5 yards, but it was just hold everything. It was a 5-yard face mask penalty. They'll mark it off from the end of the play, so the loss will stand, and the line of scrimmage will be at the 26. So, in essence, with the 5-yard foul, it's no gain of the play. With 6 minutes to play in the contest.
And Todd, we will be having a couple of guests on to do some interviews at the conclusion of the game.
Houghton hands it off on a jet sweep to Miguel Tarango. He has the first down on 4th down. So he crosses the 30, gets all the way to the 34-yard line. I like this Tarango kid, younger brother of Christian Tarango, who is out with a shoulder injury. We were told by some folks at Covington Douglas he may return next week when they face Medford on the road, their first road test of the season.
You know, Medford had a good team last year. We covered them a few games. I think they did graduate a majority of those players, but it'll be interesting to see kind of how they move throughout the season this year.
You know, you talk about past great teams. Medford had a great dynasty under Chuck Goodner back in the 90s, didn't they?
They did. Anytime you got a guy that played in the NFL on your team, an 8-man, you ought to be pretty good, right?
Fake handoff. Houghton will keep it. Gets out of a jersey tackle and manages about 1.5 yards close to the 35. James Killian is the one you're talking about.
Touchdown James, right?
Yeah, he was good.
He was good.
I called their state championship loss as a freshman to Anoka.
Yep. And they lost some games that were kind of head-scratching because they had some, obviously James was a heck of a player, played in the NFL for the Chiefs for a while, but they had Nathan Gonzalez, they had a Zachary kid.
Yep, Aaron Zachary.
Oh, my goodness. They had some players, man. Those kids were competitors, too.
2nd down and a long 8. Houghton will hand it off to Shepard. Cooper across the 35, falls forward to the 36 or 37-yard line, so give him a couple. Still going to be 3rd down and long as we're under 4.5 minutes to play in what has been, thankfully, a quickly played 4th quarter.
Yeah, you bet. This is the right way to do it, too. You can tell these coaches have a lot of respect for each other. Both of them getting a lot of kids in, getting some good playing time.
Timberlake jumps, but they got back. 3rd and 7 at the 36-yard line. Houghton throws it out left. The ball was caught and struggling to lose yardage is Camden Thayer. They had him corralled. He struggled for the moment that he caught the football, and they're going to drop him back at the 37-yard line. Actually, the spot gives him no gain. Injured player on the field, and we'll take a timeout with 3:45 to play. 46-18 is our score on the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week.
We know weather is unpredictable, but managing your risk shouldn't be. This is Bambi Sidwell from Sidwell Insurance.
And Brady from Sidwell Strategies. Next year's crop season is here. It's time to protect your crop and livestock exposure. Dry conditions are also driving market prices higher, above break-even levels. It's time to take action.
Call Sidwell Insurance and Sidwell Strategies at 1-800-299-2408 today.
Futures and option trading involves a risk of loss and may not be suitable for all investors.
At Bellarmine Company, we know agriculture. Every day we actively value, market, and sell farmland and farm equipment. We also provide comprehensive insurance products for crops, farm equipment, and farm liability. This provides us a true understanding of the rural way of life, resulting in a better service for our customers. There is a difference. We'd be honored to show you. Find out more at callbellamy.com. That is callbellamy.com.
3:45 to play. 46-18 is our score. Wow. Bryce hung me out to dry not once but twice. 4th down and nearly 8. Houghton to throw, floats it out right. Ball was caught by Cooper Shepard. 40-45, and he has a first down. Good run by Cooper Shepard, who's showing something tonight, just a sophomore.
Big kid, too.
Yeah, he is. So he turns a 4th and 8 into a 1st and 10 as he gets a gain of just about 10 yards. He was out of bounds, so that preserves the clock. Now they'll start to roll it, as they say he was not hit out of bounds. 3:15 to go in the ball game. 46-18 the score. A dominating performance tonight by the Timberlake Tigers here on week 0. Both of these teams are going to be just fine. Tarango starts the motion. They throw a flag from behind the play. That's usually a sign of a delay of game. And that is exactly the call. So the line of scrimmage will go to the 41, 1st and 15. Pay dirt tomorrow night after all the high school action here on Squirtle. NFL Red Zone style show featuring a lot of games from around the state. There'll be 8 games featured. I guess it's not after the game, it's during the game.
Yeah, it'll start a little bit before kickoff, and it'll run till a little bit after.
Boom, what a big hit that time as Shepard was buried by Carson Shepard.
So if anybody wants to know out there that still may be listening, our games that we will be covering will be our game of the week, which is Crossings and CCS. We'll have Cashin and Rejoice, which should be a really good one. We'll have Alva and Kingfisher. We'll have Cash and El Reno. We will have Hinton and Walters. We'll have Watonga and Thomas. And we'll have Luther and Prague.
Tarango on a little flip pass out left, catches and then weaves his way to the 44-yard line. That'll bring up 3. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 12. And that will take us towards 2 minutes to play of the ball game. 46-18 our score.
If we get some of these guys in this booth to run CD Wildcats, we could get them on Squirtle Pay Dirt.
That's exactly right. Throw it out right, and the ball is caught by Camden Thayer. And Thayer is hit out of bounds. Really no gain. Going to bring up 4th down and 12 with 1:45 to play in the ball game. So they keep the clock rolling. Timberlake will improve to 9-3 of the last 12 meetings head-to-head with the Covington Douglas Wildcats. And this is a rare lopsided victory over the last 4 years. Flag on the play at offside is going to be called as Gentry Nickel, number 18 on the near side at defensive end, took a step into the neutral zone.
Well, Todd, this was fun.
It was fun.
Good way to start the season off.
Always good to be with you guys. 4th and 7 at the 48-yard line with a $1:18 to play. Hooten to throw under pressure, and he's sacked. And it was Gentry Nickel who committed the offsides violation before the last snap that gets the sack to make up for it. And with 1:05 to play, Timberlake will probably have to go to a knee twice to officially relegate this one to the history books. So on downs, the Tigers will take over at the Wildcat 36-yard line.
First down for the Tigers at the Wildcat 36.
44 seconds to play. They're running the clock, so they may only have to snap it once. Under center is Braden Ulrich. He'll toss it wide right. Blake Schote. And Schote with a good open field tackle. Had his legs taken out from underneath him at the 33. Gain of 3. Let's see if Timberlake will snap the football again. They don't have to if they so choose. 20 seconds to play in the ball game, and that looks like it is going to be it.
Next week, your Wildcats are back at home on Friday night. Take on the Michigan Cardinals.
10 seconds to go. Timberlake walking up to the line of scrimmage on 2nd down and 7. Will they snap it? They will. They toss it short right. Schote, and Schote is tackled on the game's final play at the 28-yard line. They didn't have to snap it, but they did. Schote gets positive yardage. The clock strikes 0. Final score 46-18. Timberlake over Covington Douglas. Our post-game show is coming up next on the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week.
The team of experienced and caring professionals at Garland Road Nursing and Rehabilitation Center is dedicated to providing you or your loved one with comprehensive, personalized, compassionate care. We offer short-term and long-term care and inpatient-outpatient rehabilitation services that can meet your specific needs. Visit our website at garlandroad.com to learn more about our compassionate care.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
Are you looking for a local, reliable propane provider? Earnhardt Oil and Propane has been serving customers throughout Oklahoma since 1971. Let them tailor a pricing option to fit your budget. Avoid winter price spikes with easy pay, steady, predictable monthly payments you can count on. Need more fuel options? They also offer bulk fuel delivery, DEF, lubricants, and supplies for your business, all at competitive prices. For reliability 3 generations strong, call Earnhardt Oil and Propane at 866-270-1279 or visit www.earnhardtpropane.com.
Eubank Haney Law Firm is proud to be a fan of high school sports. Andrew Eubank and Caleb Haney believe that clients deserve better. At the end of the day, that's how they measure true success. Their experience, confidence, and integrity ensures that your case will be handled in a reasonable, efficient manner, regardless of the legal situation you are facing. Get out of line and come to Eubank Haney Law Firm in Enid, Fairview, and Laverne. Call 580-234-4334 when winning is everything. With over 24 flavors of iced tea, HTO is your new destination for the best premium water and iced tea in all of Oklahoma. Offering around 500 drink combinations and half-price tea during happy hour, this is your ultimate tea playground. With a location open in Ardmore and numerous locations coming soon, including the Village in South Oklahoma City, be sure to stop by HTO and experience the best tea you've ever sipped on.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples, Nixon, Dieselhorst, and we are here to help.
State Senator Roland Peterson is proud to support and represent the players, coaches, and fans in today's game. Your state senator representing the 19th District, Roland is a second-generation farmer and educator, a man of faith, integrity, and family, and he is proud to be the voice of his constituents in Alfalfa, Garfield, Grant, and Kay County. Roland loves high school sports and knows that just being able to compete is a win. State Senator Roland Peterson, ensuring our faith, our freedom, and the future for our families for 4 more years, and thanking you for your support in the election.
Looking for a bank that provides excellent security and safety for your account information? Then Bank Central is made for you. When you use our website, bcna.com, you can pay bills, check account balances, download statements, and even manage your debit card. With our mobile app, you can do all that, plus make deposits as easily as taking a picture with your phone. Talk to a CSR at any of our 5 locations to find the products that work best for your banking needs. At Bank Central, we're centered on you. Member FDIC.
The High Plains Insurance Agency takes pride in keeping up with many changes in the crop insurance industry and keeping their insurers informed of these changes. The goal is to help each farmer customize their crop insurance to meet their needs. Thanks for your continued business, and remember, call Amy, Carissa, or Danny at High Plains Insurance in Medford and Loyal at 580-395-2447 or toll free at 1-800-346-4056 for a quote today.
For generations, the FFA has been helping our children through agriculture to grow into responsible adults. We believe in and we support the work being done by our local FFA chapters and all they do to create an enriching experience for our youth. For all you do, you have our thanks. Farm Credit of Enid. Together, we grow.
Is your school or booster club looking for ways to fundraise? Let Downtown Threads create a custom website to showcase all your school apparel. You pick the design and the garment, we do the rest. We will handle all the payments and cut you one check when the website is closed. Call today, 580-237-7060. Downtown Threads, proudly supporting all local high school athletes.
We know weather is unpredictable, but managing your risk shouldn't be. This is Bambi Sidwell from Sidwell Insurance.
And Brady from Sidwell Strategies. Next year's crop season is here. It's time to protect your crop and livestock exposure. Dry conditions are also driving market prices higher, above break-even levels. It's time to take action.
Call Sidwell Insurance and Sidwell Strategies at 1-800-299-2408 today.
Futures and option trading involves a risk of loss and may not be suitable for all investors.
At Bellarmine Company, we know agriculture. Every day we actively value, market, and sell farmland and farm equipment. We also provide comprehensive insurance products for crops, farm equipment, and farm liability. This provides us a true understanding of the rural way of life, resulting in a better service for our customers. There is a difference. We'd be honored to show you. Find out more at callbellamy.com. That is callbellamy.com.
The team of experienced and caring professionals at Garland Road Nursing and Rehabilitation Center is dedicated to providing you or your loved one with comprehensive, personalized, compassionate care. We offer short-term and long-term care and inpatient-outpatient rehabilitation services that can meet your specific needs. Visit our website at garlandroad.com to learn more about our compassionate care.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
Welcome back here to Fabi on Field on our post-game show here on the Squirtle Network. I'm Todd Miller. Final score tonight, Timberlake in impressive fashion manhandles Covington Douglas, winning 46-18. Joining us here in the booth is the star running back for the Timberlake Tigers, J.J. Pippen. J.J., last year this team put a big-time scare in you. You had to use some defensive plays to escape. Tonight I thought you guys came out with a hunger, a purpose, got on them early, and didn't really let them back in the game.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we lost in state last year, so we came back hungrier than ever. We want to win this year.
Has this been the longest offseason in your life? I mean, the way your season ended last year with the injury and then the team coming up just so short against Tyrone.
It has definitely been the longest. This summer, we've really been grinding in the weight room. We've been running routes. Me, Merrick, Ethan Jimlick, and now we have Avery. He's going to help out a lot on offense and defense. So I really think we got a good shot this year.
Avery, in his first year with you guys, I thought really looked like he had been with the program for a long time. I mean, he really complements his role to what the rest of you do.
Yeah, he really fits in. He filled in the role that we needed, and he's going to help out a lot.
J.J. Pippen is our guest here on the post-game show. Again, his Timberlake Tigers win it 46-18 over Covington Douglas. Your performance tonight, how'd you feel? Feel good? Everything? I mean, no cramps? I mean, it's a tough night to play.
It was definitely a tough night. It was really hot and humid at the beginning. It started cooling off towards the end. We really came out strong. We wanted to show them that we're here to play.
You know, I thought, J.J., your conditioning looked really, really good. Is that something that Coach Severn and the staff has really emphasized here during the hot part of fall camp?
Yeah, definitely. And then it just goes back to us losing at state last year. We've really been pushing ourselves to the peak, trying to make ourselves the best that we can.
Your thoughts on the game overall, because I think Covington Douglas is a good football team, and you guys got on them early. I thought it was a good win for you.
Yes, sir. It was definitely a good win. We had a good scrimmage, though, against one of the best Class B teams, so that really showed us where we're at.
Does the disappointment of last year keep you guys focused this season?
Yes, it definitely does. It keeps in the mindset that I got injured, and then so it really shows that any game could be our last. And so, yeah, it does.
Last year was a different year all the way around. I mean, with the threat of COVID, you didn't know from one week to the next if you're going to play. It seems like some of those problems, at least for the time being, aren't hovering over your head. That has to be a great way to enjoy your senior year.
Yeah. COVID really messed some things up last year, but we finished the season. That's what we want to do this year.
Great. Congratulations.
Thank you.
J.J. Pippen doing a great job of the field in the end of the post-game interview as well. Timberlake wins it tonight, 46-18. We'll take one more break. Head coach Brian Severn joins us in the booth next here on Squirtle.
Are you looking for a local, reliable propane provider? Earnhardt Oil and Propane has been serving customers throughout Oklahoma since 1971. Let them tailor a pricing option to fit your budget. Avoid winter price spikes with easy pay, steady, predictable monthly payments you can count on. Need more fuel options? They also offer bulk fuel delivery, DEF, lubricants, and supplies for your business, all at competitive prices. For reliability 3 generations strong, call Earnhardt Oil and Propane at 866-270-1279 or visit www.earnhardtpropane.com.
Kid getting back here with you from Fabi on Field in Covington, Oklahoma. Todd Miller joined now by Timberlake head coach Brian Severn. His club wins it tonight 46-18. Coach, congratulations. I talked with JJ about this a moment ago. Last year you got on this bunch early and then found yourself in a dogfight. Tonight I thought you came out from the opening kickoff really focused and were focused on the task at hand.
Yeah, we talked about that. I mean, you know, Brian Smith, they do a good job over at Covington. They're really talented, and we knew even if we got up a couple scores, they were still going to keep fighting. Our main goal tonight was just to keep on the pressure and keep doing what we needed to do and hopefully, you know, come out on top, which we did.
I thought from a standpoint of turnovers and penalties, with the exception of that one drive, this was really a pretty clean opener.
Yeah, it was, and we kind of got onto the boys right there right before half. They got sloppy, they got tired, they got lazy, and those things start happening. So we'll get that corrected, and hopefully that doesn't happen anymore.
This senior group especially, very, very focused, very, very hungry. And you got to play a lot of younger guys tonight. That helps them to see those guys' work ethics, doesn't it?
Definitely, definitely. And you could see those younger kids at first were a little bit hesitant. And then as they played more and more, they got better and better. So that's what it's all about. Get those young kids in as soon as you can and get them some experience, because that's your future.
I asked JJ about this a moment ago about Avery Wallace. He looks like he's been with this group for a long, long time. He really compliments those other guys very, very well.
Yeah, he did. He stepped right in, super good kid, fit right in with us, hard worker. He's going to make us better. Glad he came.
You are going to have some games that are going to end early, but this team seems real focused, real determined, like they're not worried about their opponent. They're worried about themselves and getting better each week.
That's right. That's exactly what they're thinking. They're still disappointed from last year. We thought that we should have came out on top. You know, the injury to JJ obviously hurt us, and so it didn't happen. So these guys are kind of on a mission. They kind of want to get there and see if we can't make a little better go of it this time.
I haven't seen you in a long, long time. I've always thought you're one of the best at what you do. 28 years, man. That's incredible at one place. That's a sign of how much support you have in a great community, don't you?
That's very true. Timberlake is great. I mean, the old Jet Nash, Helena Gulfrey, they love their football. The parents love their football. Kids work hard. It's really a good place to be.
Good to see you again. Congratulations.
Todd. Thanks.
Brian Severin, head coach of the Timberlake Tigers, visiting with us here on Squirtle. 46-18, the final score. That'll wrap it up for Adam Dieselhorst and our crew. I'm Todd Miller. Don't forget, game number 2 of our season opening doubleheader coming up tomorrow night. Tom Nelson with a call from Oklahoma City Community Christian School and Crossings Christian. Until then, for our entire crew from Covington, good night, everybody.